This is number one bullshit.
This is the Say It Can't Gamer, and you are live with the MMA
Mixed martial a-holes. You like to be a mixed martial a-hole.
No way.
From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC San Antonio, Edwards RDA Fight Week. MMA news. Is Conor McGregor too small to fight Masvidal? Let's talk about it on the MMA. Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, friends. How are you tonight? I am wonderful, wonderful. This is the wrong screen we have over here. So we need to take this. This is how we do this, because this is the Wednesday show.
Sorry, someone...
It says the MMA Holes Hour over here, but this is not the MMA Holes Hour. All right, we're back.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And this is episode number 28, season 3, episode 28. Hello, Jesse. How are you?
Hello, Mystic Moss. I'm doing quite swell. The Mets won today, 14-4 against the Twins. So, yes. How are you today, Moss?
I am wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
A lot of stuff to get to tonight. We will be traveling tomorrow, so no show, nothing going on. But there's some behind-the-scenes stuff, and who knows? So we check our social media at the MMA Holes and see what we're up to. But we have some spectacular things going on tomorrow. But tonight, we have a special show, 2 hours strong, and Conor McGregor is too small for Jorge Masvidal, Jesse.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Jorge Masvidal. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think he's too small, but I also don't think he should be going to that division to fight Masvidal. I think that would be a huge mistake for Conor.
Well, Dana White
Huge.
agrees, because Dana White says, hell, and listen, I agree. I mean, would I like to see that fight? It would be fun to watch for sure, but it doesn't make any sense for Conor. I think it doesn't make any sense for Conor.
Makes a lot of sense for Masvidal.
Yeah, it makes
though.
sense for anyone else that wants to get paid for sure, but I don't know. I say the Diaz Pettis thing, the winner of that gets, Conor. He says no to Khabib and Poirier. He's not getting the winner of that either. So now we can put that aside. We can put that all aside.
So we know.
Well, you don't believe it?
Dana White never lies.
You say that every time.
Yes.
So you're saying Dana White's lying?
No, I'm just saying it's possible that
No, it's not. He's not fighting.
that Conor gets the winner
No.
of Poirier Khabib. You never know. Thank you, Shanar. You never know.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. The only way I think it might happen, no, it's not even going to happen that way. I was going to say if Poirier wins and then you have the Conor rematch bullshit, but Conor's not going to get the shot. It's not going to happen. I don't see it. I don't see these things. In my mystical eyes, I don't see any of that happening. Jorge Masvidal, I don't think he's getting a title shot against Usman. How about that? How about them apples? I don't think that's fucking happening.
What do you think's happening?
I think COLBY Covington, if he beats Robbie Lawler, or if Lawler wins, I think the winner of that fight gets Usman.
I think you're wrong.
Oh, yeah? You want to bet?
Yeah.
So
All right.
What do you say then?
$5.
What's your... You're on. Jorge Masvidal will not fight Kamaru Usman. Well, maybe down the road, but not the next fight for
That's
Kamaru
not what you
Usman.
said.
What are you talking about? That's what I said. What the hell are you saying?
You didn't say down the road.
So what is next? So you're saying Usman, Masvidal, lock it up. That's happening.
It's possible.
Oh, you and your possible bullshit. Every fucking show we do, it's possible, maybe, perhaps.
Because
Give me a fucking answer.
It is technically possible.
Make a prediction, for God's sakes.
I am right now.
You know what's possible? Me farting right now. That's possible. You never know. It might happen.
I think you're gonna fart right now.
I could possibly fart. You never know. It's in the cards. So
Are you gonna fart right now, Moss?
Masvidal, well, you'll find out. Just make your nose nice and clear for me. Masvidal, who's next for him? What do you think? You're saying Usman.
Usman.
Okay.
No. Usman or Covington.
You think we should prep for these shows, or do you think we should just keep winging it?
We
like
do
we usually
prep for these shows.
Well, I'm talking about the actual content, not the actual, everything.
We do prep the content for the show.
Yeah, what do we prep for this show?
Well, you don't prep the content. I prep the
No, I'm
content. No, I'm
talking about our thoughts. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, the whole point is so that we can talk about our thoughts in the moment. You get the pure, the pure conversation. If we prepped our conversations, then it wouldn't be any fun.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying you pull your thoughts together and fire away with your thoughts.
I do have my thoughts.
Okay, so who the fuck's gonna fight Masvidal?
I said Usman or Covington.
Who's gonna? That's like the people. Listen to me here. When Khabib fought McGregor, right? People would be asking each other for the prediction, right? And they're like, well, if it goes to the ground, Khabib's going to win. If it stays on the feet, Conor's going to win. Give me a fucking prediction. I don't understand why people are so afraid.
Usman or Covington is my prediction.
Oh.
What is wrong with that prediction? Because I have two fighters? That's what's wrong with it?
You got to give me a solid one.
Give
me a solid pick.
Excuse me. I am 100% allowed to have two predictions here.
No, what?
100%. What, you make the rules on how many predictions I can have?
Oh my God.
Covington.
It's a three-way fight.
Or
That's
Usman.
right. So they're all fighting. It's a three-way cage fight.
Covington or Usman. You freaking dimbo. Covington or Usman. Not Covington and Usman.
Well, I mean, that's not a prediction. Jesus. Clock. The three-way battle royal. Let's see what Clock says.
Okay, Chris, you won't watch Sleepers or State of Grace. Here,
Sleepers.
you go jerky. I will guarantee you a Thurman win. You lose, I cover 100 useds. I donate 100 to you. You know I am man of my word. You win, you watch both movies with Jess within A or no red.
All right. So he's predicting, I don't know what Sleepers is. I did hear State of Grace, but I don't know what Sleepers is. I guess that is another movie. Write those two movies down, and maybe we'll watch it. But he's saying he's predicting Thurman for the win against Pacquiao. I did see you say that. Thank you for the donation. Thurman over Pacquiao. That's happening this weekend. Maybe we'll do a double broadcast as we react to UFC San Antonio. Let me know in the chat if you'd like to see us do the Pacquiao fight. I have zero interest. I know it's supposedly a pretty good fight. Thurman's undefeated. And I like reacting to boxing as well, but honestly, Pacquiao, 40 years old, I'm kind of done with Pacquiao. He's a great fighter, but I don't care about him anymore. Does anyone care about Pacquiao? Do you care?
I'm not really the biggest boxing fan, so.
Well, I'm saying we've done reactions before to boxing.
Well, that answer was no.
So is she saying no? All right. Well, here's the deal.
Moss, you used to be able to read my mind. You know, like you used to be like, oh, okay, so no. Now it's like everything's a question.
Well, that's what hosts do. They ask each other questions and the other one answers.
We're the type. No, there's no other hosts like us. Like we can read each other's minds and know exactly what we're thinking.
No, that's false.
But now you can't anymore.
I have no idea what you're thinking.
What
I hope
happened?
you get a shit blowed of tips, CRIS, says Roberto Hernandez. I care. All right, let's see what the chat says over here until we find out. We'll find out about this three-way battle royal for the 170 welterweight title.
Noam Zamak says this relationship is disintegrating.
Oh my God!
No. I love you, Moss.
I love you, Jesse.
Flutter Dickens says, cause the agency gangbanged him, Drunk Savage. K-Dub, I never cared. LOL, boxing sucks. Every time I watch it, the decisions have been horseshit. Cree says, no tips, bro. I am delivering frozen goods to closed stores. Johnny says, Roger, NZ Sheep. Drunk Savage, we say 50 likes. Roberto Hernandez, I meant a lot of tips. My bad. Clock says, I guarantee you a free bet. Chris, no, read again.
Yeah, all right, let me look at this. So Clock said, all right, let's see what he says here. Okay, Chris, You won't watch Sleepers or State of Grace, okay? Here you go, Jerky. I will guarantee you a Thurman win.
Okay.
You lose. I cover $100 US. So you're saying we place money on Thurman? Yeah. So if we place money on Thurman, so if we go on BetDSI and we place money on Thurman, a guaranteed win, right?
So if Thurman loses, then he donates $100 to us. But if Thurman wins, we have to watch
those two
both movies.
Okay. Well, here's the problem.
Within a week, he says.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We don't have time to watch it.
Well, here's the problem. State of Grace, I looked on our little movie app. And it's not even on there. So it's
Sure
now I got to we got to go to Blockbuster Video and rent it. We don't even have it.
We won't be able to do it within a week, though. I don't think we're going to have time to watch 2 movies within a week. But within 2 weeks, could watch 2 movies. All
right. Well, here's the... maybe we will drop some cash on Thurman. I don't fucking know. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't care about that fight. I really don't. There's these boxing fights that come up and I get pumped up about it, and then we'll do reactions to it. I mean, maybe we'll have it on the side and check it out. But I mean, I don't know why. It just does nothing for me, that fight, at all. And I appreciate the offer over there. That's actually really nice. But I don't care about it. I mean, am I wrong? It just doesn't have juice to me. A lot of people are talking about it, but I don't care. I don't know why. Pacquiao's 40 years old. Why should we care? I know. I turned on a free bet. Here's the thing, and this is why
it's not really free because then we have to sit through 2 movies that we can't.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact that I got to be passionate about something, and when it comes to this fight, I really don't care. And I'm not gonna play like I care for $100. I'm not gonna do that here. I'm not gonna drag the audience through it too. I mean, if some people care about if I get a bombard of people you got to watch this Pacquiao fight, this is going to be the shit, react to that. If everyone's pumped up about it, yeah, let's go. But compared to some of these heavyweight fights that have been coming through, I mean, the Wilder versus Fury fight, that was a must-see fight. This Pacquiao fight, I don't feel it is. Let's see what the chat says. Do we do a reaction to this Pacquiao fight?
D-Res says, Fook 50 likes. J. Phil, go look at his Insta, Annie. Okay, deal 2 weeks says Clocks. Flatter says 50 cat farts? Pussy farts. 50 pussy fart. My guess says Thurman wins in a decision. Connor bench. Pac beats Thurman by decision. Flat Earth Deacon Manlet Champ Chrome internal with the unamused face. Steven Stern, who cares of the Pac fight? Manny C, yes. Bigo Stockholm NH, you run the show, baby. Ebbs Rock, yes, you do, yes, do a reaction. UR says eggplant Jesse's hair. Whatever that means. Jumanji Warlord says, bare knuckle only, no pillows. That dude, Chris, have you ever tongue punched JBH's butthole? Good question. Flat Earth Deacon says, kiss to JBH, kiss to you, Flat Earth. Clock says, wow, I must really fucking smell. Okay, done with this channel.
PU, what is he talking about? He smells. No, it's just, it's interesting to me to get the $100. That's interesting, but I don't see where the content is in this. So I'm going to have to respectfully pass on this. The 2 movies, it is what it is. I'm trying to angle how the Pacquiao thing would be interesting here. Now,
well, you've reacted to boxing before and made it interesting.
Yeah, I know, but it's tough to give a reaction to a fight that I don't give a shit about. And I really don't care about that fight in any way. I don't. Could you pretend you give a shit? I'm not going to pretend. The eggplant's not going to rise for the Pacquiao fight. It's not going to do it for me. I don't care about Pac-Man anymore. Anyway, let's move on. I'm getting nauseous right now.
We have 50 likes. Can we play the freaking song? Jesus.
No, well, hold on a second.
Did you just?
Hold on a second, Jesse. So just hold your horses here.
You did not.
So you said before, Dana White never lies, this and that, right? Blah, 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 blah. So I want to know some predictions, okay? Dana White's saying that Conor's not going to fight Masvidal, and I believe this. Now, you say Dana White never lies. What is your predictions here? I want to know clear cut. Who is Conor fighting next? Who is Masvidal fighting next?
I gave you my Masvidal predictions and you didn't like the answer.
No, how dare you? Manny C.
Very random thoughts here. The attention whore Manny C believes the Pac-Man Manny P is still legit. Also, is it only me, but I believe DB Cooper is really raging our La Quinta and get job parallel parking JBH. Remember, just 3/4 next to car in front and reverse.
There you go. That's actually good advice from Manny C over there.
Wait, what? 3/4 next to car in front and reverse?
There's actually a little system. I'll actually show you some videos.
You told me. You said the passenger door needs to be by the tail light, and then you start turning the opposite way.
And you cut the wheel the other way. Yeah, if you don't know, last night's stream we did a Contender Series reaction, and then the last 3 hours, we decided to get on the cell phone, get some donuts, and Jesse parked the car. Go run it back if you want to watch that. So he's what else did he say in that?
Very big buzzkill over here.
What?
Guy.
Stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
What am I buzzkilling? Mystical Moss.
Lol JBH. That loser clocks thinks I would take his money. Do you know how fucking annoying it is watching a movie with JBH? She doesn't shut out about the Mets now.
Oh, yeah.
For fuck's sake, last night she was riding me screaming, meet the Mets. Fuko 100.
I hate when my brain starts donating to the show. It's kind of weird. It's really brain.
It's
cut
funny
it out.
because I'm the one always quieting him during a movie, but whatever.
Oh wow, way to ruin a joke, Jesse. Good job. All right, so let's do the 50 likes
Listen
over
to
here.
him.
Boom.
Like, he's a basher, man. Like
The only thing I'm bashing right now
he can't take a joke.
is the ceiling. That's the only thing I'm bashing.
I've got 50 likes.
You've got 50 likes.
We've got 50 likes.
MMA holds 50 likes.
I've got 50 likes.
You've got
50 likes.
We've got
50 likes. MMA holds 50
Everybody
likes.
beat it up.
I've got 50 likes. You've got 50 likes. We've got 50 likes.
MMA holds 50
likes. The dislikes can choke on a dick.
64
Boy,
wonderful,
bae.
wonderful likes.
Wonderful.
For licking my balls.
Lick my balls.
Okay. So I need predictions, Jesse.
I gave you my prediction.
So you're not gonna lock it in. All right. So now what's next for Conor?
I think that Dana White is saying right now that he's not going to give Conor the Poirier Khabib winner, but I think if that situation presents itself again, and Dana White's looking at the money and the sales, then he's going to set that up.
Okay. So there's JBH's predictions over there. I say
Was
Conor.
that good enough for you, Moss?
I say Conor. He fights the winner of Pettis versus Diaz. That's it. That's the only thing I can see right now. I would love to see him fight Gaethje and some of these other fighters, but yeah, Pettis versus Diaz, the winner. That's what Conor gets. That's what I'm going with. Masvidal, I don't see him fighting Usman next. I don't see that. I see the winner of Lawler and Covington. Now, the only way Masvidal will fight Usman is if Lawler Covington is a snooze fest, decision, crap, hump fest. I don't fucking know. If it sucks, then maybe they throw the Masvidal in there. I know Masvidal is a hot hand right now, but I think there's so many other fights that they could throw together that could be juicy. The winner of RDA versus Edwards, the fight this weekend, that kind of makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. That's coming up. We're reacting to this on Saturday. So Dos Anjos versus Edwards, fun little card over here. Jesse in the other room was like, this is a good card. Why do you say it's a good card, Jesse? What do you say?
Well, I mean, I think the main event alone, like, I know some people, like, especially, like, casual fans and stuff, they're probably not going to be too hyped about this one, but I really like Rafael Dos Anjos and Edwards fighting each other. I think that's going to be a brawler. Alexei Olenek, which I have an article on him, he might be leaving, versus Walt Harris. That alone, the striking power of both those fighters is impeccable.
You say impeccable? Wow, it's big words. It pulls.
I seen that Black Mirror episode you mentioned and that shit was crazy. The guy fucked a virtual panda bear and that show makes video games of the future look scary and pushes the gay agenda, and the deal him and his wife made at the end was some simp shit.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Pulse Reloaded, thank you for the donation. So Black Mirror, she's not a fan. You gonna turn?
Yeah. I said it was very entertaining. I just don't like all the weirdness. Like, I can only watch so much of it. I can't take...
I fucking love it. It's so fucked up. Check it out, Black Mirror. Is Adolf Hitler.
I love your 50 likes song. You know I invented raising your fist, right? Zeke Hill. You two make me proud. Forgive me. Now
There you
I
go.
must goose step back to my castle. Das Jews are invading the motherland, Germany again.
Wow.
Hill das nie, das Jews no entra Germ.
Thank you, Hitler. I appreciate that donation. And that is true. The 50 like song is us in channeling our inner Nazis. All right. Anyway. Okay. Thank you for the donations. This is Fiery Night. Is it still a full moon outside? Do you know?
Beats me.
No.
I've been in a good mood all fucking day, to be honest. Like,
Yeah. No, I didn't say anything about a bad mood. I just said it was a
good.
full moon.
well, I know, but full moons usually affect everybody, like you. So, like, I'm separating myself from the everybody portion.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying weird attitude. I never said a bad mood. Just weird. The weirdness in the air. And that's what I like. I like to feel the weirdness in the air. Like Phil Collins. I can see it calling in the air. Okay, what are we doing here? All right, Jesse, let's get to the first story of the night.
Can I ask you a question first?
Yeah.
Do you ever, look at yourself in the mirror sometimes and go, what the fuck? Do you ever just do that?
Do I ever look in the mirror and go, what the fuck? Just
analyze things and go, what the fuck?
No. Do you?
Just wondering. We can move on.
You check if there's a full
abnormality.
Check if there's a full moon. All right, what's the first story? Oh my God. What's the first story tonight?
According to the Bleacher Report, UFC's Dana White thinks Conor McGregor will fight in 2019 or early 2020. UFC President Dana White expects Conor McGregor to return to the octagon later this year or earlier in 2020. However, the Irishman will not automatically get a shot at the winner of Khabib Nurmagomedov's lightweight title fight with Dustin Poirier, which takes place at UFC 242 on September 7th in Abu Dhabi. White said McGregor will not get the winner of Nurmagomedov Poirier, but added, quote, it'll shake a lot of things up, whoever wins that fight. White also made it clear he does not want McGregor fighting at welterweight. Per MMA Junkie's Farah Hannon, Jorge Masvidal has said he only wants welterweight champ Kamaru Usman or McGregor in his next fight after he secured the fastest ever UFC victory via knockout over the previously undefeated Ben Askren at UFC 239. But White ruled out the possibility that McGregor goes up in weight, as he did in 2 welterweight fights against Nate Diaz. White said, quote, there's plenty of fights for Masvidal in his weight division without Conor. He's too big for Conor. Conor doesn't belong in 170. He's got the balls to fight at 170, but he doesn't belong there. Hell no. McGregor, who's 31 years old now, has not been in action since UFC 229 on October 6th, when he lost just the 4th fight of his MMA career to Nurmagomedov in Las Vegas. The Russian won via 4th-round submission to claim the UFC lightweight championship and take his professional record to 27-0. In March, McGregor announced his retirement. Despite initially wishing one of his star men well in the future, White told CNN barely 2 weeks later that McGregor, quote, will fight again.
All right, so McGregor, yeah, I do feel he's going to fight before the year is up, but the question is who? All right, so Masvidal, he's on a little bit of a tear, and I'm hoping that he gets a fiery fight. I hope he gets paid as well, If he gets a title shot, that would be fantastic, but I don't think I see that happening. McGregor, is he coming back? Let's keep our fingers crossed for this channel, because it explodes when he does come back. But if he doesn't, I'm not really going to lose any sleep, because every time a McGregor story jumps into the news, and I say this to Jesse too, I'm kind of falling off until we know who he's fighting. I don't care. I really don't care. I just need to get, sink my teeth into an actual fight coming up. So, Conor, go away until we got a fight for you. All right, who else? What else do we have in the news over here?
Okay. Well, according to BJPenn.com, Leon Edwards argues Jorge Masvidal does not deserve the title shot. When Jorge Masvidal knocked former Bellator and 1 welterweight champ Ben Askren out in 5 seconds at UFC 239, he cemented himself as one of the top contenders in the UFC welterweight division, perhaps even the top contender outright. Yet rising British contender Leon Edwards, who fights Rafael dos Anjos in the main event of UFC San Antonio this weekend, doesn't believe Masvidal has earned a title shot just yet.
I agree with him.
He said, quote, I never held Askren in high regard anyway.
Super chat.
Thomas Matthew.
Shout out to the Garzas. We're a huge MMA family.
Whoa, nice. Shout out Garzas. Thank you for the donation. We got Dr. Phil coming in.
Hi JBH.
Hi.
I'm your unsolicited free Dr. Phil. Compliments of Bernie Sanders.
Oh, thanks.
Have you ever seen a therapist?
Yes.
It's free on Burns plan.
Okay.
I sense you have a control issue.
Yes.
And feel the need to always have the upper hand.
Absolutely.
See my guy 1-800-I-FIX-YOU for good.
I'll look into that. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Phil, that's very kind of you. Thank you for your suggestion and your wonderful one.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Wonderful.
Let's get back into the story over here. The donations, fiery. The show, fiery. And this is TGIW Season 3, Episode 28, rolling hard tonight.
All right. Edwards has told MMA Fighting, quote, I never held Askren in high regard anyway. He just shouted his mouth off to get where he's at. He's an amateur on the feet. I've watched him hit pads and it's weird. Even his shots are slow. He came in, he talked his way up to the position he was in, and then he dipped his head into a knee. It's madness, really. I don't know where all of this title talk is coming from. Just 2 fights ago, he was on a 2-fight losing streak. He was probably going to get cut from the UFC. I think the title talk is nonsense. It's madness, but fuck it. It is what it is. Leon Edwards and Jorge Masvidal, of course, are not exactly on good terms. The pair have exchanged plenty of trash talk and actually came to blows backstage at UFC London earlier this year. Edwards says that whether it's regulated or not, he plans on fighting Masvidal. He said, quote, "I'd be happy with a straightener fist fight in the park. Bring him over to Texas and we can get it straight after the fight. We need to fight." Leon Edwards will enter his UFC San Antonio fight with Javier Dos Anjos on a 7-fight win streak highlighted by triumphs over Donald Cerrone and Gunnar Nelson. Who do you think would win a fight between Masvidal and Edwards?
I can't believe that I agree with Leon Edwards. Like, it drives me nuts right here. Everything he said is true. But who would win in a fight between these two? I still got to go with Jorge. I got to go with that one. I mean, the 3-piece in the soda inside a cage? Yeah, Jorge all day. Now, Leon Edwards has been on a nice little run. He's got his hands full with RDA. So he's got to get past that fight before he runs his mouth with Masvidal. So if I was him, I would focus more on RDA. But
I agree.
I do believe that what he said about Masvidal is correct.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he pretty much said exactly what I was saying the other night. So, I mean, it is what it is. All right, so who wins that fight, Jesse? If they do wind up meeting...
Masvidal?
Masvidal, Edwards. Who would get the win?
Masvidal, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. Masvidal, yeah.
All right. Chat room, what do you think? Masvidal or Leon Edwards? Who gets the win?
Achilles says, real, you lame. Flatter thinking he nothing. Real. Sean Hart, real, laughing my ass off. Roberto Hernandez. Edwards don't have a clue. Post-resurrected, Jorge smashes him. Michael Anzalone, Masvidal. Thomas Matthew, 3-piece in a soda. Internal KFC all day. Thomas Matthew, Leon beats 3-piece by decision. Flatter thinking Jorge will kill him. Drunk Savage RDA is going to piece up Edwards. Real, LOL Sean Hart. Cheers, Aussie. Sad. Did you guys see DC almost get his arm broken by Khabib? Yes. Did see that.
Do we have that story, or should I pull it up
No,
here?
It's not a story, but I don't think... Listen, Khabib wasn't going to do anything. Come on. Let's be real here. He was fucking around.
He was fucking around, but he was... Did you see what he did?
Yeah, I saw it, but listen, he wasn't going to actually break his arm. And DC
I'm not saying
told
break
him...
his...
DC was like, all right, and then he let go.
All right, so...
Like, it wasn't...
Hold on. Let me pull this up. Let's pull this video up. Daniel Cormier. Okay, let's see if I can find this thing. Why can't I get his Instagram? Did he put this on IG? I don't think he put it on IG, though. Why would he?
Khabib did?
Who the hell put this on Instagram? Where did I see this? Fuck.
Do you want me to find it for you?
Yeah, if you can find it, I'll pull it up now. Daniel Cormier was fucking around with Khabib, and they were just horsing around. They've trained together, friends. And Khabib was like climbing all over his back and drags him down to the ground, puts him in an armbar. And Khabib wasn't letting go. And you could see the look on Daniel Cormier's face like, yo, motherfucker, I got a fight coming up. What are you doing? It looked like Khabib was going to rip his arm out of his socket. Let's see if Jesse can pull up that video. Let me know in the ones in the chat if you saw that. Could you imagine, though, if Khabib fucked him up, like hurt him for the fight? It was weird. It was a little weird. They were having a little too much fun. All right, so Jesse is on the case over here. JBH is pulling up the video. I'm gonna show you guys.
Okay.
The sheet. There we go. Look at that, Jesse on the bull.
I'm like a pro.
All right, so let's do this. Taking you to the Zoom. Wow, this is really zoomed in. Fucking A. Whoop. Go like that. All right, friends. We're going to show you this video. And like I said before, this is Khabib and DC horsing around. But did it go a little too far?
Oh, stop it. They were just messing around.
Okay. All righty. If that's what you say. All right, let's be the judge. The MMA holes. What do you think as I play this video? Fucking music. Like, what the hell, man? Anyway, all right, I'm not going to play the music because it's fucking assholes. Goddamn background music. God forbid YouTube hears background music. All right, so here they are. They're horsing around. DC.
You have to kind of skip a little, I think.
All right, they're just laughing, joking around. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you suck. You know, DC is laughing, covering his head, taunting Khabib a little bit over here. Turns away. Khabib's like, motherfucker, jumps on his back. All right? DC's still laughing. They're still horsing around. Then he drags DC down to the ground. Takedown by Khabib. Trying to mount him. Then up goes for the armbar. Right? So DC, hold on. He taps, right? He taps over here. This fucking thing. This is like the worst. I wish we got the Instagram video. It would have been so much easier to show you guys. Sorry about that. Hold on a sec. So here he goes. Here's Khabib pulling on it. DC taps, right? He's laughing. He's like, yo, motherfucker, stop. And then that's it. So you think, what do you think,
Jess?
Jess?
Just walking around. Like, he wasn't actually going to break his arm. He knew how far to pull. Listen, Khabib's a pro on the ground. So he knows how far to pull before he actually breaks someone's arm. He wasn't gonna break his arm. He was just gonna make him wince a little.
See if I can get a little of the audio from that.
Hey, listen, and this is the closest he ever goes to submit me. Stop. My arm got shoot.
He said, stop. My arm's gonna. Listen to him again.
Stop. My arm got shoot.
What was he saying? Stop. My arm.
Closest he ever goes to submit me. Stop. My arm got shoot.
You don't think he's like, oh, fuck, that kind of hurts, buddy.
Closest he ever goes to submit me. Stop. My arm got shoot.
I don't know what he's saying there. He's like, stop. My arm's a shrimp. What's he saying there, Jesse?
My arm's a shrimp.
Stop. Arm's a shrimp. What do you guys think in the
Moss's
chat?
arms are shrimps compared to mine.
It's true.
Flatter says they a thing. Mark Jackson broke back Mountain 2. Drunk Savage Khabib likes it rough. Flatter Deacon Mark Jackson laughing face. Trent Jacobson, my arm's getting sore. Vlad, he didn't put his second leg over DC's head. No leverage. And H, he was going to break his arm. LOL. Flatter Deacon Agents faux show. Laughing. Real played in 0.5 motion. Sean Hart, my arm's gonna snap. Steven Stern, my arm got surgery. D3C, 50 Cent background music. Sad, he wasn't gonna break it, but that hurt a lot. Dan Jones, I think you're a fucking idiot. NH, my arm is getting sore. Real says played on 0.5 speed. Boss Kogar, my mom's gonna shoot. Roberto Hernandez, my arm's bent. NH laughing in the chat. Dan Jones, I think you're an idiot. How many times are you gonna say that, Dan Jones? Like we get it. You think we're idiots? Like, Jesus.
I don't know what he's saying. Was that Russian? Was he speaking Russian to him? I mean, it looked like he was like, hold on a second.
He's just playing. He's not.
I know Khabib's playing. I didn't think Khabib was trying to hurt him. What I'm saying is, could you imagine if Khabib pulled a little bit,
champ's arm
and just tweaked it, just tweaked his shoulder a little bit too much, and then all of a sudden, fucking Daniel Cormier goes into the Stipe fight and has this mysterious injury to his shoulder, a rotator cuff tear. That'd be some bullshit, man. I don't know. But I think he's fine. I think he's completely fine. It's just funny that went down over there. All right. On YouTube video, the Cormier video, go to settings and playback. Well, why we got to play back in 0.5?
Yeah,
what is that going to tell you?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, why does he want to? Hold on. Just
You're going to do it.
I'm going to do it just to humor him because I don't know what that's going to fucking do.
You got to go to playback speed.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse. I appreciate it. What would I do without you? All right, here we go.
This is the closest he ever goes to me. Stop.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, Real's right.
Well, listen to what he's saying.
Oh man, hold on a second. Let's go to 0.25.
No, we need to hear what he said. We didn't even hear what he said at 0.5, Moss. You can't even understand that. My arm's gonna snap.
My arm's gonna snap. Hold on. That's actually pretty cool. Real's onto something here.
CBD. CBD.
That's terrifying.
CBD.
Terrifying. Roberto Hernandez,
CBD,
the 420 in the CBD.
CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
Hey, Roberto just dropping the 420. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Roberto Hernandez. That was very nice of you.
You want to light this up tonight?
No, but you can.
You don't want to light it up with me tonight?
Nah, I don't.
No fun, this guy.
We don't know where that fucking came from. We have no idea.
Oh my God. It came from Halo CBD.
Oh, okay. That's a reputable place. All right. Let's go back into the news. JBH, as we saw DC out of his fight with Stipe Miocic. Here we go. John Jones hoisting the belt. What do we got here, Jess?
According to MMA Junkie, John Jones takes Twitter shots at contenders Anthony Smith and Corey Anderson. John Jones isn't a fan of recent remarks made by light heavyweight contenders Anthony Smith and Corey Anderson. The 31-year-old UFC champ has never been shy to voice his opinion on social media, which he proved once again on Tuesday. Smith, who was the first target of a vintage Jones tweet, the UFC champ took exception with comments Smith made in a recent interview with Submission Radio. Smith had stressed his focus on a rematch with Jones and how things would be different the second time around. Apparently, Bones found Smith's comments humorous, so he let the world know. If you scroll down a little, you can see the first tweet by John Jones saying, Anthony Smith in a recent interview, I've said it over and over and over again. I'm coming and there's no one who's going to stop me.
A cumin.
He's what?
Yes, Anderson was the next target of Jones's Twitter fingers. While the champion did not specify the interview he was referencing, he took up issue with the alleged Anderson criticism of the champion, saying, breaking news, Corey Anderson verbally attacks John Jones about his past. Why does these guys have to talk smack before taking their L? And then, after the fight, I go on with good sportsmanship and say nice things about them. It's getting old. The deriding of Anderson's recent trash talk continued as Jones responded to tweets in his replies after taking a jab at Anderson's follower count. Jones expressed his hopes fighters would let their skill speak for them by tweeting, quote, yeah, let's at him and get him some followers today. Help a brother out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop this.
He's going back with the nips.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Real coming in.
Never doubt my YouTube IQ. It's higher than average. Rising above the mean. Something blacks struggle to do. Slow playback makes a lot of things clear.
Yeah, it does.
DC's fat ass almost had his arm snapped by a sheep fucker. That's all I heard.
All right.
Hey, I actually agree with Real on that one. He did. It was very dangerous. You can't do that. Can't do that. I don't know if he fucks the sheep, but anything's possible these days. You don't know. You don't know what he's into.
Well, Jones followed that up with another tweet saying, quote, I get it. Just wish these boys would let their skills speak for them. For these guys to be considered some of the toughest men/athletes in the world, most of them act like little bitches, always with the bark and very little bite. Not done yet, Jones took one more dig at Anderson before good measure by saying, quote, yeah, I know very little about him, but I'll definitely expose his ass. He might want to tell his wife to stay home in December.
Wow.
Despite fighting earlier this month at UFC 239, retaining his championship in a tight split decision over Thiago Santos, Jones has voiced his hopes to return to the octagon as soon as possible. While Jones recently defeated Smith at UFC 235 in March, the champ has never squared off with Anderson. Smith, who isn't known for taking swipes at people on Twitter, felt compelled to respond to Jones, so it seems clear this light heavyweight Twitter spat is far from over when Anthony Smith said, quote, oh, now we're making fun of people? You better check yourself, tough guy. Don't forget, I'm the guy that made you almost likable. I'll quickly be the guy to change that if you keep it up. Also, you owe me a fucking drink, and I don't forget. Modelo, 12-ounce bottle, chilled.
He said that to John Jones?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Oh, Anthony Smith.
I'm looking for a rematch here.
I do not want to see. I don't honestly.
I do. I think
don't
Anthony Smith almost had him the first time around, and I think he'll have him the second time.
Almost had him, yeah. Yeah, Anthony's. Come on, man, with this Anthony Smith guy.
Jones cheated in that fight.
Oh, stop.
What are you laughing at? He fucking cheated.
He beat him. He beat him so bad.
He beat him with cheating.
And then he had that
Anthony
legal
Smith
blow.
had the opportunity to win that fight, and he was fucking honorable enough not to take that win.
Oh my goodness.
He cheated. Complete cheat. Just like he cheats everywhere else. He fucking cheated. Shocker, John Jones cheated. How many of you are surprised?
Wonderful.
I would like to see John Jones fight Mr. Nipples Anderson, number 8 Anderson. I know he's going to be skipping a lot of people to get that fight, but I would like to see that. That interests me a little bit. Dominic Reyes is someone people throwing out there. I mean, you got Blachowicz, who just knocked out Rockhold. So that would be a big skip for Corey Anderson. But I would like to see that fight. I'm interested in that. As of now, at light heavyweight, I still don't see anyone clearly standing out. I mean, you can go to the Johnny Walker at number 12. You can go to the Rakic as well. Glover lost to him already. You got Latifi's got a fight coming up against... Isn't he fighting Volkan? I think Latifi's fighting Ozdemir. Alexander Gustafsson is not retiring. Now he is back in the mix, but he's lost to John Bones 2 times already. But it kind of sucks, man. Like I want someone to some fiery thing to go on to this light heavyweight. I don't want to see Anthony Smith again against John Jones. John Jones is going to beat him worse the next time around. Like let's be serious here. Let's be serious. Everyone relax. I don't know. Let's see. The top let's go top 10, all right? In the top 10, who has the best chance of beating John Jones? Glover Teixeira, who fought him already and lost. Latifi.
Why
Corey
is Gustafsson
Anderson,
still in the rankings?
because he didn't retire. He's back.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He said he's not retired.
That's not what he said.
What? What did he say?
He said he was starting to get that tingle, that urge of coming back, but he never said he was coming back.
Well, he's still in the rankings. He's
That's
not
why
going
I'm
anywhere.
asking. Why
He's
is
not
he still in
retired.
the rankings? He's not.
It's number one bullshit.
He is retired.
This is number one bullshit.
Until I see him off the rankings, he's not retired. That's what I'm going to go with. All right, so who in the top 10 beats John Jones? Who has the best chance? Let's say that, okay? You got DC still there.
Does it have to be top 10? Why does it have to be top 10?
Because, I mean, to skip past top 10, you got the Rakic and Johnny
And
Walker that everyone's talking about. Everyone's like, oh, Johnny Walker's going to beat John Jones. Oh, Rakic could beat John Jones. But let's talk about top 10. They're not in the top 10 yet, right? So Glover Teixeira.
They're pretty freaking close.
Okay. So you want to see him skip? You want to see Johnny Walker just completely skip that line?
No, I see Walker or Rakic fighting a top 10 and then fighting Jones.
Well, we're talking about who's next for John Jones. And Walker and Rakic aren't next, right?
It could be an Anthony Smith rematch. It could be...
No, fuck. Why would you want to see that? It sucked.
I'm saying what it could be, Chris.
Ugh.
It could be... It's not going to be Cormier.
You can't stop the Siberian Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Real coming in.
Have you seen the Masvidal knee in 0.5 speed?
No.
It's wonderful, wonderful. Ben Askren has always been a bum. He'll never have the pleasure of facing a real star like Colby. Remember, chaos can't be knocked out. Chin of American Twisted Steel. Hashtag real champ.
Real is all on that Colby Covington, who I believe is getting the title shot if he can get past Bobby Lawler. You like how I call him Bobby Lawler, Jesse?
I don't like that. Bobby Lawler.
All right, so yeah, DC's gonna be sitting at heavyweight, so you take him.
Yeah,
out.
it's not gonna be DC.
He just beat Santos.
Right, so it could be
Smith.
It could be a Smith rematch. It could be Jones versus Corey Anderson if he jumps up.
Wait, why do you think? Because Anthony Smith won his last fight, right?
Yes.
So that automatically earns him a rematch with John Jones?
No, I think that because there's a controversy with Anthony Smith and Jones, and the fact that he did win his last fight could be enough to ask for a rematch. Plus, the Jones and Smith fight was pretty entertaining to watch. It wasn't
not
a
at
sleeper.
All. It was
terrible.
not.
What do you mean it was terrible? Are you mean to tell me that Smith and Jones was a sleeper?
That shit sucked.
I disagree with you.
I thought it was hard to watch.
I highly disagree.
I thought John Jones completely dominated him. That's what I thought in that fight. The Santos fight, you can make an argument for.
I severely disagree with you.
You thought that was entertaining?
Yes,
what part of that fight did you think Smith was going to win until it was the illegal blow? That was the only chance Smith had winning that fight. He was completely dominated. Did you really?
I thought the entire fight was entertaining.
Hold on a second.
Are you retarded?
That's the face I'm going to make when I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
Everybody has to agree with you, Moss. Like, I personally thought the fight was entertaining.
All right, let's see what the chat says. Smith reminds me of Stewie.
Wonderful.
Let's see. Me Too says Mitchell Calkins, Anthony does not deserve a rematch. Mark Jackson Smith reminds me of Stewie. Fodder thinking Colby would beat Usman or Jorge. Zion Lux fight was 6 out of 10. Vlad's laughing in the chat. AI with a face bomb. Drunk Savage Kainoto, GIF that. Mac V says DC or Reyes or maybe Jan. Also, why is Gustafsson still ranked? Also, maybe Santos versus Smith rematch? Yeah, I don't know why Gustafsson's ranked right now, to be honest.
Yes. Whoever said that, Santos versus Smith rematch, yes. That should happen. 100%.
You asked me what could happen. I gave you like 3 different fights. Like, I'm not saying any of them should happen. I'm saying these are the fights that could happen. And
the problem with the Santos fight, though, is he's hurt. He's injured, right? So that's probably off the table.
He's got 2 knee surgeries coming up.
Yeah, that's probably off the table. So Anthony Smith is in La La Land, and I think he takes an opponent underneath, to be honest. I know he beat Gustafsson, but, yeah, I don't know. Back to the chat.
Can I read the next story?
Why? Why can't we have a conversation?
We are.
We're having a beautiful conversation tonight.
No,
and we have an hour and 15 minutes
left.
left.
Not beautiful.
Why? Listen, we're allowed to disagree.
You're shot out of a cannon tonight, Moss.
Well, hey, listen, I'm entertaining. I'm an entertainer.
Well, that's debatable.
See how this woman treats me? With harsh sarcasm.
Yes,
and
I'm so horrible
I have a fragile soul.
Yeah, you can't take it, but you can dig it.
I'm so triggered right now.
Yeah.
She's hurt it. She hurt my feelings. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't disagree more about the Anthony Smith fight. But regardless, I mean, that fight sucked. I mean, let's be honest.
I didn't mind it.
Did you watch a different fight that night? You must have been.
You're just reading what someone else said in the chat.
Reading what? This is the chat's over here. The chat's over there. Chat's right over here. Not there. So I did not. I'm just being completely honest with you. That fight was horrific. But regardless, he doesn't deserve a title shot, in my opinion. I don't see that. The problem with this is there really is nothing else. I mean, you got Dominic Reyes at number 4, right? You have Jan Blachowicz you could make an argument for. And then the other guys are like a lot lower. You got, Gustafsson, who says he's not retired. We don't know. Ozdemir, Corey Anderson, who he's talking shit with online. Latifi has a fight. Actually, Latifi's got Ozdemir, so yeah, Glover Teixeira beat already. So either Jan or Reyes. That's it. That's the only thing I see. That's the only thing I see over there. Let me know in the chat what should be next for Johnny Bones, and we'll go on to the next story.
Mike S. says Santos gets a rematch. Smith doesn't deserve one. Niall Flanagan says, did you guys sex before the show? Yes, in the shower. And he says it was a very boring fight. Michelle Calkins, are we still talking about Jones and Anthony? Sort of, yeah. Niall Flanagan, I don't think you did. Well, you are wrong, Niall Flanagan. My guess, I almost fell asleep watching that fight. Ebbs Rock, CM Punk versus Jones. And Jim Archibald says jail. Crumpty Dome says Jones ain't losing to anybody at light heavyweight because he is bigger than everybody there. Mitchell Calkins, Rory McDonald, NZ Sheep, Reyes, and Volkan should rematch. We all know Volkan beat him.
All right, let's move on to the next story over here. We got Adesanya versus Whitaker. What's this about?
According to MMAnews.com, Israel Adesanya theorizes the cause of Robert Whitaker's behavior change. Adesanya and Whitaker faced off for the first time at the UFC summer press conference, and Adesanya came prepared for verbal warfare. The only problem, as Robert Whitaker describes it, is that Adesanya is engaged in a one-man war. When UFC 243 finally has a location set, Whitaker will know when to arrive with weaponry in tow to give Adesanya a war for the paying audience to see.
What's the reason for that? Why don't they have a location yet? What's going on?
Well, they were saying it was in Australia, right? Yeah.
But then they said, no, it's going to be in Vegas. And what's the deal?
I guess venues might be a problem.
I fell off my shopping cart. It really fucking hurts so much.
Oh my god.
My muscular ass is sore. I let out my manly roar. I fell off my shopping cart. It really fucking hurts so much.
How dare you?
My muscular ass is sore. I like to beat up girls with ease.
Let it out, Jesse. Let it out.
Ouch. Number one bullshit.
Everyone ooch in the chat. Roberto Hernandez.
I don't think nobody beats a 100% fit Bones Jones. Only he can beat himself. He's looking big now.
Well, let's take this into account, though. Jones is getting older. There's going to come a time when he falls out of his prime. And I think that now more than ever, he's running that risk with the new up-and-comers. That's why I don't like the idea of just going with the top 10s. I really think there are new light heavies in the mix who can take Jones right now than when he hits that moment when he's out of his prime. I really believe that. So I don't like going through just the top 10. I don't like doing that.
Yeah, but then you're just disregarding the whole ranking system.
So is the UFC.
No, but what I'm saying is you want the ranking system, no? Do you want it or do you not?
Of course. Listen, every MMA, or most MMA fans, I can't speak for all MMA fans, but most MMA fans want the ranking system, of course. Absolutely. And I'm sure John Jones is going to fight another top 10 contender. What I'm saying is, I don't like just going through the top 10s and being like, who's going to beat Jones? Because none of the top 10s right now are going to beat Jones.
Why can't Blachowicz beat him?
I don't think he's going to beat him.
What about Dominic Reyes, who's on a decent
He's not going to
run?
beat him. I really think the up-and-comers, the ranking 11 and ranking 12, are going to beat Jones right now.
I think no one on the light heavyweight roster is going to beat John Jones right now. How about I go even further? I think no one is. That's why you have to follow the ranking system, because you can't be like, okay, we're going to go down to number 15. We're going to skip down to you. Let's give you a shot. All right, now let's give you a shot.
Maybe you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. Nobody can be wrong here because we don't know. You could be right. Maybe the up-and-comers stand no chance at all. But I just don't like just looking at the top 10 because I don't feel that any of the top 10 right now are going to beat Jones.
John Jones says he's going to be pretty active, right? I feel we're going to see a similar thing to Mighty Mouse, where John Jones is going to sit there. He's going to keep on rattling off the wins. In fact, he might just keep going. If DC beats Stipe and then they do that fight at heavyweight, then that completely changes everything. But if that doesn't happen, say DC retires afterwards or he takes an L to Stipe, and they don't do the heavyweight fight, John is not going to heavyweight anytime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably eventually will, but not anytime soon. And what's going to happen is he's going to Mighty Mouse the division. He's going to clean everyone out.
Yep.
And it's going to be a long time. And then people can be like, man, go to heavyweight. Go to heavyweight.
I agree.
The same thing they were saying to Mighty Mouse. Go to bantamweight. Go to bantamweight. It's going to be the same thing. We're literally seeing Mighty Mouse 2.0 over here. John Jones is here. Everyone else is down there. That's what we're seeing right now. Until John Jones gets bored or decides to go up, John Jones ain't losing. Mighty Mouse was done. Mighty Mouse is checked out. And he lost by a decision there. You could make an argument that he won that fight. He was checked out. He knew he was gone. So he left. He lost to Henry Cejudo. Here, take my belt. I'm going. I'm out of here. I think it's going to be the same exact thing with John Jones, except John Jones is a cheater. It's the only difference. Okay. Wonderful. Let's move on to the next story.
All right. Well, we were talking about Adesanya and Whitaker before we got off track. When UFC 243 finally has a location set, Whitaker will know when to arrive with weaponry in tow to give Adesanya a war for the paying audience to see. As for the verbal war, Robert Whitaker was sitting on the same stage as Adesanya, but was a no-show. Israel Adesanya did not let up on his jabs at Whitaker, though, even as Whitaker refused to engage in return, and Adesanya believes to know the reason why. This is what Adesanya asserted in an interview with Eyes on the Game. He said, quote, "Face-to-face is different than online when you can do an interview and talk some shit. I'll say to his face what I want to say. I'll never say to someone online what I wouldn't say to your face. And he's been doing that. He's been making memes and trying to make memes anyways. Jesus Christ, they're horrid, but also trying to recruit people to help him. The help Israel Adesanya is referring to is John Jones publicly offering training assistance to Robert Whitaker for his UFC 243 middleweight title unification bout against Adesanya. And the last stylebender believes to know why Whitaker was accepting of that help, and it's the same reason why he deems Whitaker's in-person demeanor to have shifted. He said, quote, "He knows what he's in for. So I'm like, hey, enjoy your time while it lasts because there's a new king in town."
I really want to see Knuckles beat the fuck out of Adesanya.
I love it.
I want to see him beat the living shit out of him.
Everything about this. I love the hype. I love the shit talk. Even though Adesanya is doing most of the shit talk, I love everything leading up to this fight. And I think this fight is going to be a fucking, like, they're going to bludgeon each other with their fists. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I love it.
Adesanya is a weird fighter to me because I don't hate the guy. It's bizarre. People might think I hate him because I'm always picking against him, but there's something about him that has some sort of charm, right? Even though he's cringy with some of the things he says at the press conferences or in interviews, majority of the time when I watch him in an interview, I don't hate the guy. Like, I'm watching him, I'm like, I kind of like this guy, right?
How can you hate him? How can you
hate him?
I
see what how you can hate him.
What has he done for you to hate him? What, be cringy?
Yeah,
there's
cringy,
a lot of fighters that are cringy.
But, I said I didn't hate him.
No, I'm
is
speaking generally to people who would say that they hate Adesanya. How could you say you hate him? You know, like...
Well, you're opening up a whole can of worms. They can give you a million reasons.
I'm sure they could.
Yes. Super chat.
Super chat. WMMA scene.
Adesanya complains like a girl on the rag.
There you go. There's a reason to hate him.
No, he doesn't. He's just shit talking, trying to create hype for his fights. That's what most fighters should be doing. Are you not excited for Whitaker versus Adesanya? I am. Even if you hate the guy, you're excited for the fight.
Yeah, I am excited about that fight. My problem with Adesanya is I feel he's incredibly overrated. Like, incredibly. Like, I can't even wrap my head around it. The guy's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He is good. To me, he's very one-dimensional. And, I mean, I feel Kelvin Gastelum exposed him. I really do. And you get a bigger guy there that does the same game plan, he's going to put Adesanya to sleep.
I hate when you bring up the Gastelum fight.
Why?
I hate it so much. Gastelum has like the strongest fucking chin.
He does.
He's got an iron chin, Gastelum.
Well,
and for you to say that Gastelum exposed Adesanya is almost insulting to everything that Adesanya's done, because Adesanya wobbled Gastelum. How many times have you seen Gastelum?
He wobbled him in the
other
5th
fights?
round because Gastelum was shot.
No, not in just the 5th. Please go back and watch that fight. Please,
Okay, listen.
I'm begging you.
Listen,
You're
it was
so
wrong. It was a great fight. Yeah, he wobbled a middleweight. Fantastic.
It's not
welterweight.
about
I'm sorry.
wobbling a middleweight.
Welterweight.
You use Gastelum every time. You're like, oh, he exposed
Because
Adesanya.
Jesse, he
didn't expose Adesanya.
He was fighting a welterweight. He was fighting a welterweight and went 5 rounds.
Who cares?
If you're a middleweight and you're
Please
fighting a
enlighten
welterweight, you should finish him. You should destroy them. Chris Weidman finished him in the 2nd round. 2nd round, he took him out.
It's so tough talking to you, man.
Chris Weidman took out Kelvin Gastelum in the 2nd round.
What's your point?
Okay, my point is this: he's a welterweight. If Gastelum had a bigger body, if he was in a bigger person's body, he would have beat Adesanya. He was a little midget, and still Gastelum found a way to find his face. Now you're telling me Bobby Knuckles is not going to take out Adesanya? Bobby Knuckles is not even that much bigger than Kelvin Gastelum, but he will take out Adesanya. You can mark my words. Another former welterweight.
Okay, Moss.
Yes.
Super chat. Thomas Matthew.
Is he a legend in KB, and nobody has took him down?
There you go. So Thomas Matthew saying he's a legend in kickboxing, and no one took him down. In kickboxing, he did get knocked out. He did get knocked out there, but he has a fantastic resume as a kickboxer, and the guy on the feet is very good. I'm not taking that away from him, but we're in MMA. Yoel Romero beats him, in my opinion. I think Chris Weidman beats him.
I think Chris Weidman gets fucking knocked out by Adesanya.
I also believe that it doesn't matter because Robert Whitaker is going to beat him anyway. And then that's it. See you later, fake belt. Boom. Peace out. Bobby Knuckles for the win. That's what I'm going with here. Now, like I said, I don't hate Adesanya, but I'm just saying I think he's going to get really humbled in this fight. I really do. Now, Whitaker's been out for a minute, right? So we don't know. Maybe Whitaker, maybe after that last Romero fight, maybe he was broken. I don't know. But we'll find out. We got Vlad coming in.
Multiple-time world kickboxing champion almost get knocked out by a head kick by junky Mexican dude with limited striking skills. Shout out to Vigos.com, bro.
There goes Vlad. Thank you for the donation.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, so here we go. We should have a little bet for this one here.
No, I'm good.
If Adesanya loses this fight, what will be worse? When Darren Till lost against Woodley, or will this fight be worse?
Darren Till was more of a hype train, so obviously Adesanya would be worse because Adesanya's proved himself. In my eyes, he's proved himself more than Darren Till ever has. So it would be worse if you ask me a question, I'm answering it. Like,
okay.
Like, can I not?
No,
don't ask me a question and have me answer just so that you can repeat
cranky
it.
pants. Finish your answer.
I'm answering it. I think Adesanya would be worse.
It's like a kid when you tell them to clean up their room. Here's the thing. Adesanya won an interim belt. If they threw an interim strap at fucking Darren Till, he could have easily won an interim strap against a smaller guy. Right? Darren Till is already fighting smaller guys.
I told you, in my eyes, Adesanya has proved himself more than Darren Till had. That I believe that Darren Till was more of a hype train than Adesanya. I could give a fuck. You asked me a question, I'm giving you my opinion. Adesanya would be more detrimental to see lose than it would have been for Darren Till.
Let me give you a scenario. Darren Till fights for an interim belt, and he fights a 155er for the interim belt, and then wins. He's in the same boat as Adesanya, has a fake belt, and he's a fake champ. And Adesanya's going to get exposed against...
What's your point?
Whitaker. That's my point. Let's see what the chat says.
Zach says, we want dragons. Boss Kogar, Sean Hart, what the fuck is 100 kgs? In her eyes, Moss says, Mitchell Calkins. JBH, can you ask Moss a question? No, because if I ask Moss a question, he'll still find a way to fucking argue it. Why would I ask him a question? I don't want to ask you a question.
You can ask me a question.
I don't care.
It's a friendly debate. You're getting unfriendly. You're getting unfriendly.
You're just annoying.
Well, listen, I don't see the Adesanya thing working. Now, if Whitaker wins, if Whitaker loses, think about all the shit you could talk. I didn't have a good track record.
I masturbate to Adesanya getting knocked out by Alex Pereira.
So True Great masturbates when he got knocked out. He masturbates to that video.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you ever masturbated to that video?
I masturbate to every Adesanya video.
Oh, well, that's pretty obvious. All right, what else does the chat have to say, and we'll move on?
Brett Davies says, Whitaker will lose. Heavy Microgrow, I'm with you, JBH. Thank you, Microgrow. Izzy beats Weidman, but not Whitaker, says MacV. Brett Davies says, just like how Wonderboy beat him. NZ Sheep says, Jessie just has sand in her vagina because Adesanya is going to get smashed. No, I have sand in my vagina because I feel like I can't speak without Moss arguing with me about something.
Well,
says,
hold on a sec. We're doing a show. Yes. We're debating.
What's your point?
You miserable cranky pants. Let's go, Brett Baratheon. What do you got?
I hate, but still love this second channel sheet. Art, you.
Yeah.
Love you, Brett Baratheon.
We should be back. I'm hoping Friday or Saturday we should be back on our main channel. Fingers crossed. Make sure you subscribe to the main channel. Link in the description. This is not the MMA Holes. What happened on our main channel, Jesse? Told these peoples.
We got a strike.
We did get a strike, yes. The UFC gave us a full strike. Shame on you, UFC. Shame on you. All right, so you don't want to talk about Whitaker Adesanya anymore?
I'm willing to talk about anything if I can just talk about it without being told I'm wrong. Everything that comes out of my mouth is wrong. Like, it'd be nice to just talk about it.
Could you imagine you watched Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp?
I don't care about them.
How dare you disagree with me? We're supposed to disagree with you. It's a show.
But not everything has to be a disagreement.
So if we agree with everything,
you told me the other night, not everything has to be a disagreement.
A cumin. Niall Flanagan, what's up? She's
JBH. Who wins the Adesanya v Whitaker fight?
All right.
Adesanya, of course.
Wonderful. She's got Adesanya. All right, let me know who you got in the chat, Adesanya or Whitaker, and we'll move on to the next topic. All right, KFC. Kelvin beat Kennedy, Vitor, Jacare Bisping, and put Weidman on his ass. The boy is a middleweight. Redcliffe, here's the thing. I mean, listen, Kelvin went on some run, a crazy good run, but listen, he's not a champion. I can't see him a champion at middleweight. Credit to what he has done. Fantastic stuff, but I don't see Mr. Gastelum as a champ. Adesanya has a chance. It's possible. And anyone does have a chance. I'll give you that. Mitchell says Whitaker. Bobby Knuckles says Tim R. Whitaker says Richard. I have no idea, says Michael Anzalone. I would love to see the look on Jesse's face when Whitaker wins. Well, you will. Tune in on our fight reaction, and we will show you our live reactions to that fight. An unknown place. Is it Vegas? Is it Australia? We don't know. We'll find out. Cejudo will beat Cali Kid. So Cejudo over the Cali Kid. This is Matthew Young. Kelvin is small and has no combinations and was tagging Israel, says the Johnny, your host. So, I mean, it looks like the we see what the chat's saying. Team Reaper says Mac V. I thought Kelvin was going to sleep Robert. When is that fight, says Drunk Savage? It's UFC 241, I think. Hold on, let's look over to the UFC website. Go to the events. All events. Scroll down. And that's right, if you are just jumping in, we are going to be reacting to RDA versus Edwards. That is coming up Saturday night. Let's see, where is... No, 241 DC.
Super chat.
All right, we got a super chat coming in. What do we got here? Oh,
so Rob's a wrestler now? Stand up Izzy breaks him.
There we go. Oh, Thomas Matthews saying Rob's a wrestler. Stand up Izzy breaks him. So Thomas Matthews got Izzy for the win. Where is is it 242? What
241.
Oh, it is 241? That's DC Stipe. The fuck? Yeah, 241 is DC Stipe.
Wonderful. 243.
243. All right, so let's see when that is. I'm looking forward to that. That should be good. Load more. 243. Was that September then?
Something like that.
Or October? UFC doesn't want to go that far. It froze. The fuck? It won't load anymore? That's it. That's all they're giving us. All right. Well, yeah, I guess 243 is when that's happening. 242 is Khabib Poirier in Abu Dhabi, with some fight nights sprinkled in between. Cormier versus Miocic is Saturday, August 17th. All right, let's go to the next story. What else we got here?
According to BJPenn.com, Max Holloway believes a future fight with Khabib Nurmagomedov is still possible. Max Holloway was set to take on Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 223 this after Tony Ferguson had to withdraw last minute due to an injury. The featherweight champion would have been moving up in weight to make the UFC lightweight debut. However, the fight did not come to fruition as the commission stopped the Hawaiian from cutting weight. Since then, Max Holloway went back down to featherweight and defended his title against Brian Ortega at UFC 231. He then got another chance to fight at lightweight at UFC 236 when he took on Dustin Poirier for the promotion's interim lightweight title. Had Holloway emerged victorious, he would have once again been in line for a fight with Nurmagomedov, but the featherweight king lost the bout and is now headed back to 145 pounds for a fight with Frankie Edgar. With that said, Blessed still believes a future fight with the Eagle is still possible. He said, quote, "The Khabib fight is still there. I think the Khabib fight is still there. The fans still want to see the Khabib fight, which is very interesting. The Irishman fight, if he ever figures it out, that fight is still there. There's a lot of interesting things to do. 155 is not that far. It isn't that far. In April, I told you guys, I was saying it over, go look at the old interviews, that I was going to come back to 145 no matter what happened. We're here now, and I want to come back to 145 in the summer, and that's the plan. I ain't got nothing but time. We only turned 28. People keep forgetting. I've been around for a long time. You guys saw me grow up in this game. Currently, Max Holloway is set to defend his featherweight title at UFC 240 on July 27th against Frankie Edgar. Khabib Nurmagomedov, meanwhile, is set to defend his lightweight title against Dustin Poirier at UFC 242 in September. Following Holloway's title fight against Edgar, he is not ruling out a return to lightweight. Do you think we will ever see Max Holloway versus Khabib Nurmagomedov?
No. I'm not seeing it. Jess, you see it?
No. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's tough, man. After that fight with Poirier, I do believe he's going to eventually come up to 155, but yeah, I don't see that thing working out too well. I feel we're a couple of fights away now. I think he took a big step back when he lost to Poirier. So I'm going to go with no on this one. Chat, let us know what you think. Maxi Boy versus Khabib, will that ever happen? Just a quick yes or no. See what the chat says.
Drug Savage says Max should stay at 145 after the Dustin fight. Vlad won't happen. That ship has sailed. Thomas Matthew, a part of me thinks Dustin pulls it off. J. Phil, James Vick versus Dan Hooker this weekend. Fire.
That's
Matthew
good, yeah.
Young, Edgar will smack Max, so no, it won't happen. Mac v. Khabib smashes Max. I don't think he has any business at 155. Drunk Savage, no location will be sent. NH, no. Seth Sullivan, no. Mitch Calkins, yes. Michelangelo, no. Dalton, no. Mike S, yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend fire card. Well, a fight night. It's a pretty good fight night. Dos Anjos versus Edwards. I like that fight. It should be a good.
That's it.
Alexei Olenek versus Walt Harris. All right, I'm in. Greg Hardy back in the cage. Not co-main event, but the third fight up from the top, fighting Juan Adams. James Vick versus Dan Hooker. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Both coming off of losses. Sure. Alexander Hernandez comes off a loss, but he's someone that has a chip on his shoulder, wants to get back into the cage against a veteran, Francisco Trinaldo. So they're throwing the veterans at Hernandez. And speaking of veterans, Andrei Arlovsky versus Ben Rothwell. I mean, both fighters are way past their prime, but still should be an interesting fight. So not a bad main card. And if you're going to bet on that card, I know a place. Oh, shit.
Just because you're not in Vegas doesn't mean you can't bet on MMA and UFC. BetDSI offers online wagering and has been paying winners for 20 years. Use the link in the description with promo code MMAHOLE, all one word, for up to 100% bonus offer, as well as $25 as a welcome bonus today. BetDSI also offers betting options for everything, including NFL, NCAA football, NBA, NHL, UFC, and all the major sports, politics, drug, TV, esports, virtually everything. We play there ourselves and recommend BetDSI if you want to add some excitement to fights or any other sports you are watching. Once again, go to BetDSI with the link in the description below using promo code MMAHOLE, all one word, and get this limited time 100% bonus offer, as well as $25 as a welcome bonus to make some extra cash on the sports you know and love. It's only a game until you bet it at BetDSI.
Yeah, here we go. BetDSI is indeed
wonderful.
Here's their website over here, and like Clock said earlier, they have boxing as well. So if you want to bet on the events coming up this Saturday, MMA, boxing, go over to the sports book. They have every single sport. Make your bets, place your bets. BetDSI is wonderful.
Wonderful.
This is where we place our bets over here. Boxing, let's see where the Pacquiao thing stands. Manny Pacquiao is, that's pretty much even, the two of them. So Thurman versus Pacquiao, if you want to throw some cash, BetDSI is the place to do it. Real talking about something on Instagram. We're going to show you that in a second. But before we do that, let's all chillax, relax. Let the pleasure seep into your soul. Let the hugs rain wild. If you're at home with a special loved one, I want you to hold them tight right now. I want you to rub them so sweetly. I want you to take your vape pen and suck on it. I want you to take your oil, put it under your tongue. If you're about to work out, or if you want to finish your workout with something juicy and delicious, Timeless CBD has all the options for you.
Timeless CBD sees a gap in the industry between quality and affordability. All of Timeless CBD's products are carefully handmade at their facility. Each and every batch is third-party tested. This is a CBD company that strives to make top-notch products at prices people can afford. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description and get your hands on only the best CBD products, such as full-spectrum oils, gummies, pain salves, freezes, BCAAs, and more. Use promo code MMAHOLE, all one word, for up to 20% off of your entire order. Once again, visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description. We use Timeless CBD on a daily, and we haven't felt this good in years. Visit Timeless CBD with the link in the description using promo code MMAHOLE, all one word, and get up to 20% off of your entire purchase.
That's right. Timeless CBD. That shit works. I feel amazing. I feel
wonderful, wonderful.
Drunk Savage, give us your review when you get your vape pen. Let us know what you think of it. And Timeless CBD is indeed wonderful, wonderful. Tomorrow we're going to be visiting Real Bearded Men. We got a promo code 15% off. Thank you to all our sponsors. And if you got a swole, sexy beard, you know where to go. Link in the description. Real Bearded Men. All right, Jesse. So I saw in the chat that Mr. Real had put some news over here. This is at Best Casual MMA. Cowboy Cerrone news. And H should be happy. What do we got?
Just got off the phone with my old buddy, and at 155, it's kind of your only option. Or it's kind of our only option. He told me, Cowboy, let's go make this money, and if I can promise y'all something, this is a fight y'all do not want to miss. Oh, and of course, it's on short notice.
Who are we fighting here, Jess? Who are we fighting? By the way, Clocks in the chat says, not the MMA holes. One last thing, Jerky. I never said to put fight on the show, you a-hole. I just bet you 2 movies against 100. Okay. All right, fine. Deal.
So you don't have to do a reaction to it. You just have to...
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be doing the reaction, but if... So if Pacquiao wins, then we win $100. If Pacquiao loses, then we have to watch these 2 movies.
I thought Thurman...
I think he's betting on Thurman.
He said if Thurman... If he's right and Thurman wins, we have to watch the 2 movies.
That's what I said, just the other way.
Pacquiao wins.
Yeah, Pacquiao wins, we watch 2 movies.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, we don't. No, if Pacquiao wins...
Yeah, we watch 2 movies. Wins.
If Pacquiao loses, we have to watch the movies.
No. He's talking about Thurman. He bet on Thurman. So he said if Thurman...
Who's on first?
If Thurman wins,
yeah,
he pays us $100. If Thurman loses, we have to watch 2 movies.
Exactly, yeah.
You said if Pacquiao wins, we have to watch 2 movies.
Wait, if Thurman loses to Pacquiao...
Oh, you're right.
What?
Pacquiao,
you said the exact same thing. You just flipped it. Jesus Christ. All right, we got it. We got it, Clocks. We'll keep you posted. You know what? You're too stupid. Well, listen, I tried to explain it to her. It's just going right over her head. I know exactly what it is. If you want to do that, just you in?
Sure.
We have to watch the 2 movies if Pacquiao loses. Understand? If Thurman, he's betting money on Thurman, right? Okay. That's his lock bet. Okay.
I'm just gonna go with the flow. I don't care anymore.
You need some timeless. How dare you? All right. Let's move on to the next story in the news. So we don't know who is Cowboy fighting. It's short notice. You don't give a fook. So legendary Cowboy Cerrone and H dropping the cowboy hats in the chat. And here we go. Next story.
According to MMA Junkie, ex-UFC fighter Abel Trujillo has been charged with sexual exploitation of a child in Colorado. Former UFC fighter Abel Trujillo is facing some serious trouble. Trujillo, 36, was arrested by the Douglas County, Colorado Sheriff's Office on charges of sexual exploitation of a child and obscenity, which are both felonies. Inmate records show Trujillo was currently being held at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office detention facility with a bond set at $10,000. He's been jailed since June 16th. TSN was the first to report the news Tuesday afternoon. According to TSN, Trujillo faces up to 18 months in prison and a maximum fine of $100,000 per charge if convicted. Trujillo has not competed in MMA since UFC on Fox 26 in December of 2017. In early 2019, news surfaced that Trujillo was no longer with the UFC and booked to compete at Battlefield FC2 in Macau against former UFC and Bellator veteran Will Brooks. Earlier this month, Trujillo was replaced by UFC veteran Gleison Tibau for an undisclosed reason. Trujillo twice previously has pleaded guilty to domestic abuse charges against the mother of his child in 2007 and 2009.
Ah, class act over here, right?
Well, look, you can see it in his eyes. The guy's not all there.
Oh, my God. Oh, what a tard. Uh-oh. Marty Usman in the news. What do we got here? And by the way, I just saw what Real said. Real explained it. So he says he wants us to bet $100 on Thurman because he's guaranteeing the win. And if we lose, he'll back us up to 100. Yeah, we're not doing that. But thank you. I appreciate
We don't have $100 to bet.
You got to understand. Like, there's no producer right now. There is just me and Jesse. We have 160 people watching. We got the news. I am doing all the production myself here. You know, there's a lot of shit going on here. So if we don't register what's being said over there, it's not that we're just having a conversation at a coffee shop. It just so happens we have 160 people invited to the coffee shop with us.
And 160
and
things
producing
to do.
a show. And there's a lot going on. And then having to get our advertisements in and everything like that. So if we misunderstand what you say, no disrespect, but just understand there's a lot of shit going on here. Thank you very much for the offer, though. We do appreciate it.
Wonderful.
All right, here we go.
All right. According to MMAnews.com, Kamaru Usman responds to Colby Covington's faking injury claim. One of the longer-standing rivalries in the UFC today is that of reigning welterweight champ Kamaru Usman and former interim champ Colby Covington. Usman claims that the two welterweights have been scheduled to fight on numerous occasions, only for Covington to refuse to sign his name on the dotted line. Ironically, it is now Covington making the same claim against Kamaru Usman, who is currently recovering from hernia surgery and unable to fight. With Usman sitting out, Colby Covington has labeled Usman as Woodley 2.0, another welterweight champ ducking and avoiding him with faux injuries. As could be expected, the Nigerian Nightmare scoffed at and then refuted these claims by saying, quote, "It's comical, actually. It's a clear fact that I had double hernia surgery. It's a clear fact I had a tube coming out of my stomach that I had to pump the blood out of there. He, the doctor, said it would be some time before I got to even participate in activities again. And hearing this guy Covington now saying, oh, he's faking injuries? No, it's a clear fact I am injured, not faking injuries here. I was wheeled out on a wheelchair after my fight because I could not walk. I mean, who wants to pretend to be on a wheelchair after they've done something as major as becoming the world champion? Colby Covington has moved on from the time being, currently setting to make on former welterweight champ Robbie Lawler on August 3rd. As for Usman, he continues to shoot for a return before the close of 2019.
Okay, so I'm usually Team Usman. I usually back up Usman when he's in the cage. I'm always Team Marty. I feel he's the best 170 right now. He's gonna hold on to that belt for a little while. That's my prediction here. Now, with this whole thing with Colby Covington claiming fake injuries, I don't blame the guy because Usman is everywhere. He's on red carpets. He's doing this and that. I mean, it's kind of easy to say that he's faking it when you just see him all over the place, trotting himself around, living life, posing with Ngannou and Adesanya, doing the whole Wakanda bullshit, whatever the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on, but they're having a blast. You see them? They're all hanging out doing this cross. If Colby Covington's saying that you're faking it, why wouldn't he be saying that? You're all over the place. You're practically doing jumping jacks and cartwheels all over the fucking red carpets everywhere. You don't look too injured to me. Does he look injured to you?
Well, I do think that he is recovering. Yeah. I for sure think there's something going on. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying that he's not injured, but it's very easy to say that he's faking it. It's very easy when you see the guy just prancing around.
You had shoulder surgeries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wasn't on red carpets prancing around. That wasn't happening.
No, and you were recovering, but weren't there days when you just felt better than other days? Like you felt like you were invincible, like you could do anything?
Even if I felt good, right? And
you have to remember he's on red carpets and things like that. He's in front of people. He's running on adrenaline. So he's not feeling, like that's what would be going through my head.
I'm with Colby on this one. Usman should just keep his mouth shut in this situation because Colby Covington is just tagging him right now. He's just tagging him right now. The guy he's a sitting duck. He's injured, and listen, he probably is injured, but he's still prancing around in his beautiful suits, at UFC events, red carpets. Seems like he's completely fine. That doesn't look too injured to me. And then he's crying over here. It's like, I'm really injured, you son of a bitch. You're like, no, you don't look too injured to me. Sounds guilty. Marty Usman, you're sounding a little guilty right now.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Is Marty faking it? Let me know in the chat.
According to Michael Chapman, I'm supposed to shut up, kid. Drunk Savage says Moss had a hard time DJing at the strip club after his surgery. Now Flanagan Usman is a bit of a puss, though, to be fair. 2 joints, timeless CBD fixes everything internal. No, the MMA superfan. Do you guys have day jobs? Confidential information. 2 joints says JBH stabs Moss in 3, 2, 1. Michael Chapman Wakanda until he decides it's time to get that ass clapped. Faker. Mitchell Calkins LOL. Roberto Hernandez. He's the champ. Community service. Heavy Microgo. Colby is fake news. Who gives a fook? You gonna tell me what another man is doing? Kevin from Chicago says, hey shitheads.
Okay, so what Colby's doing, and I can't even believe I'm defending Colby Covington here because I've had my words about him. But what Colby's doing here is he's trying to keep his name in the mix for this title shot. He's the interim champ, and it's just all gone up in flames, So he's calling out a guy for faking an injury, but he's got some valid points. Kevin from Chicago.
Cowboy versus Gavier is the fight. Check online, it's all off the cow. And Usman is faking injuries.
Ooh.
Usman is a queer too. He sucks off Ali while Chandler pounds him out from behind.
Now I think that's fake news. But Cowboy versus Gaethje. Ooh, what do we have here? That makes total sense. Is that the fight? So
there's nothing official on here.
We'll go in these is speculation on Sherdog and shit like that. Let me look at these rankings over here. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Yeah, there's nothing official.
Well, Raging Alley fought already. What am I talking about? So Gaethje could make sense. Let's see something in here. Let's look. Wow, that'd be a fun fight. I'd be into that. Would you be down for Cowboy versus Gaethje? No?
It's just...
Really? You don't like that, huh?
Wonderful.
All right, so Donald Cerrone sitting at number 4, lost his last fight. Gaethje is right under him. Now, Gaethje was pissed. He's like, he shouldn't be passing me. I should be above Cowboy. That's the fight to make. He lost to Tony Ferguson. It was that controversial blowing the eyeball up situation. That's the fight. It's got to be the fight. Right? It's got to be. It makes the most sense. So when is this fight going to happen now? That's the question. When is the fight going to happen? Let's see. He told Cowboy to make his money and... Yeah, it's got to be Gaethje. It has to be. All right, so we're going to go with that. I'm going to go with Kevin on this one. I'm thinking it is Gaethje. What do you think? You don't think so?
No, it could be. Yeah, I agree that it could be.
It's really the only thing that makes sense right now. I mean, Conor's not going to fight him. That's not happening. So, Justin Gaethje. It is Donald versus Gaethje. Who wins that fight?
Gaethje.
God damn, it's fire. Gaethje? I got to think about it. Gaethje versus Cowboy. Man, that is some good fight. That's really good. Like my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Oh, that's the timeless CBD kicking in. Gaethje versus Cowboy. Are you not fucking soaking wet right now?
I'm sticking to my seat right now.
Let's see what the chat says. Cowboy versus Gaethje. Who wins?
Flutter says, take some calls. Kevin from Chicago, rematch versus Tony. Michael Chapman, Donald. McAfee retracted his message. Carrie Haley. Marty is super gay, actually. D. Brown, elite fighting health is much different than just socializing. NZ Sheep, Connor should fight him. They're both coming off L's. Roberto Hernandez, Justin ranked 5. Kevin Lee, maybe. NH Kevin, I'm doing good and having fun hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
White Neff, Justin by second round KO is too much forward pressure for Cowboy. Cowboy will fold. Niall Flanagan, I don't think that Gaethje is anything to text about.
Acumen. Drunk
Savage, Cowboy, Flat Earth Deacon Connor will fight no one. Niall Flanagan, I love JBH. I love Niall Flanagan. My
what do you mean text about? What does he mean?
Mac V says Cowboy versus Connor is the money fight, but Justin is good too. Maybe Cowboy wins. Carrie Haley, Gaethje. Flat Earth Deacon, Viva Mexico at Real. Heavy Microgrow, Kimchi versus Cowboy. NH, that would be a good fight. Of course, Cowboy wins.
You hear that?
What's happening?
I'm getting turned on right now. It's getting sexy in here, Jesse. You feeling the sexy vibe?
Yes.
You don't seem very convinced about the sexy vibe.
So turned on.
Oh, Gabby Garcia. Oh my God. Oh yes. Oh my God. I didn't think it was gonna get sexy tonight. Oh my God. What do we got about Gabby?
According to MMA Fighting, Gabby Garcia responds to Julia Budd call-out saying, careful what you wish for. Bellator champ Julia Budd wants a bigger challenge next, and by bigger, she means literally bigger. The featherweight queen defended her title with a first-round TKO win over Olga Rubin in the main event of Bellator 224 last Saturday in Thackerville, and dropped Gabby Garcia's name in her post-fight interview. Garcia, who's 6-0 as a professional MMA fighter, usually competes in heavyweight or open-weight fights at Rise and Risen. The Brazilian grappler, a multi-time world champion in jiu-jitsu, is 6'2" tall and weighed in at about 226 pounds for her last MMA bout. A first-round submission win over Barbara Nepomuceno in December. Garcia told MMA Fighting, quote, she's talking about the size difference, saying that I'm a challenge for her, but no, it's a challenge for me. She's undefeated since 2011, has way more experience than me. I didn't even think about fighting MMA back in 2011. She faced great names in the sport, so fighting her is a big challenge for me. Garcia, who has fought at light heavyweight bouts before, would expect to have a 40-pound advantage over Budd if the fight is booked at 205 pounds, with Budd coming in weighing around 175 pounds, with the talks of a potential Bellator versus Risen card by the end of the year in Japan. Garcia hopes she gets the chance to face Bellator Queen by then.
Mm-hmm.
The only roadblock that would stop Garcia from fighting Budd sooner than December would be the weight. If she had to make a 205-pound limit for it, not even an injury she suffered recently, a right knee LCL tear, will prevent her from competing. She recently won the IBJJF Pan American Championship and a grappling match at Fight 2 win despite the injury. Garcia would expect the weight difference to be an advantage for her in terms of punching power, saying, quote, my strikes are definitely heavier than hers, and I'd have an advantage if I can take her to the ground. But a disadvantage in terms of speed? I've trained a lot with CRIS CYBORG, and when I throw a 5-strike combo, she responds with a 15-strike combo, so she'll move way faster than me.
Wow. Gabby Garcia back in the news. We haven't heard about her in a while.
Yeah.
Gabby Garcia.
Well, she's back.
Okay. I'm excited about that. What else we have in the news?
According to MMA Mania, Scott Coker teases Fedor versus Rampage for Bellator Risen Super Show in Japan.
Oh. So
yes.
Fedor's not going anywhere, huh?
This being on the same card as the potential Gabby Garcia fight. One thing that we love about Bellator head cheese Scott Coker is that he deserves whatever the hell he wants, whenever the hell he wants to do it, often to great success. Fedor Emelianenko versus Quinton Jackson heavyweight showdown in December in Japan.
Nice.
Sure, why not? While it's far from a done deal, Coker is in talks with Risen Chief Nobuyuki Sakakibara about a potential crossover event in the land of the rising sun, which has become accustomed to year-end super shows featuring MMA, kickboxing, and pro wrestling action, something Sakakibara made famous while steering the Pride FC ship. Coker told ARIEL HELWANI, quote, that's something we're definitely working on. It's a situation we haven't finalized the details. Sakakibara and myself, once that gets done, we can talk about the athletes. I would love to have Fedor fight in Japan because I think it'd be so much fun to watch that fight. Whether it's a Japanese fighter or he fights Rampage Jackson or Josh Barnett or whoever, I think would be just a magical night to see him back in the Bellator cage in Tokyo. Emelianenko, who's 42 years old now, achieved heavyweight immortality while competing for Pride FC over a decade ago, capturing dominant wins over the world's best fighters, including Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira and Mirko Filipovic. Just to name a few. Similarly, 41-year-old Jackson cemented his place among the light heavyweight elite by stopping Chuck Liddell in the late 2003, back when Dana White and co. thought it was a good idea to bring the Iceman overseas to test his might. Both The Last Emperor and Rampage have won 3 of their last 5 fights. That said, it's been quite some time since either Emelianenko or Jackson were relevant, at least in terms of the bigger picture, but they still have tremendous name value overseas and would no doubt be an easy sell for Bellator MMA fans.
So, Fedor versus Rampage, way past their prime, but I like it. I don't know why. This tickles me a little bit. I'm in on this. You know, there's certain like legendary fights that they throw together that you're like, man, I don't know. I don't want to see that. But for some reason, I want to see this.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting for sure.
I'm in. So, Scott Coker, okay. Mark me, check me in for this fight. I am in. Mark me down for this fight. Fuck me. Anyway, 72 likes with 160 people. This is unacceptable. So right now, I need some help. If you are watching the stream and enjoying this stream, make sure you drop a like right now. And we're going to look at this clock because we look at this number. Because we want to beat the shit out of the ceiling. And this is ridiculous. 160 people. Not right. Not good. So we're going to take a look at this box over here. We need a little help. 73 likes. Thank you very much. Let's get this to 100 so we can bloody up our knuckles and beat up the ceiling. 78 likes over here. Jesse's summoning the likes right now. 81 likes. We are getting closer. If you have not liked this, let's do this on a Wednesday night. 82 likes. We are getting closer and closer, Jesse, to 100 likes on the channel. Oh, only 87 likes. All right, so at 100, we'll beat the shit out of the ceiling. Next story. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right. Oh, no.
According to MMA Fighting, Darren Till hints at a move to middleweight.
Is he doing it or not? Is he? He's another one. Are we doing it or not?
Darren Till has remained tight-lipped about whether his future will remain at welterweight or if he will move up to middleweight following 2 consecutive stoppage losses to Tyron Woodley and Jorge Masvidal, the first 2 losses of his professional career. Till has missed the welterweight limit on 2 occasions in 8 outings for the UFC. Talk of his move to middleweight began to generate a lot of interest following his failure to hit the scales at 171 pounds ahead of his hometown main event at UFC Liverpool against Stephen Thompson. In the early hours of Tuesday morning, the Gorilla posted a photograph to Instagram from Brazil along with the caption, quote, "Come then, motherfucking middleweights." Thanks at Jefferson Fajardo for the training. It's good to be back in, getting some time in. Although nothing has been set in stone, it appears as though the UK fan favorite is considering life at the higher category.
Mm-hmm. All right, so... All right, Darren Till, what are we doing? Middleweight or welterweight? What's the deal? When are we going to get an answer here?
I say he's going middleweight.
You think so,
Look at him. He looks bigger in that picture.
He should. You know, he really should. It's time. It's time for him to have a little healthier weight cut. I'd like to see, you know, his speed at middleweight. It could be something good for him. You know, he's still really young. He can still make some noise. I don't know. Who cares? All right, let's go to the next page over here. The MMAholes.com is our website where we harvest the stories. And it looks like we have a story with a certain GSP.
Greetings. Hello. Greetings. Hello. Greetings. Earth to GSP. Earth to GSP. We speak your name, GSP. Meet us at Area 51, please. We'll be waiting for you.
Wonderful.
All right, Jesse.
According to MMA Fighting, Dana White explains why he's not willing to make GSP versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. When GSP retired, the former two-division champion said that a big part of his life decision came down to not getting the opportunity to face Khabib Nurmagomedov in a fight that could secure his legacy as arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. GSP already accomplished a lot during his career with the longest welterweight title reign in history, along with winning the middleweight belt in a fight against Michael Bisping in 2017. The Canadian superstar hoped to become the first fighter to ever win titles in 3 divisions by facing Khabib with the lightweight title on the line, but the UFC wasn't interested in making his dream become a reality. UFC President Dana White has stated several times that he wasn't going to make the fight, and it seems a past promise broken by GSP is the root cause of his disinterest. White said, quote, "Well, there's 2 things. First of all, who doesn't love GSP? Love GSP the best ever as far as human beings. Great guy, love him. GSP and I had a deal. He was going to fight Michael Bisping at 185 pounds, and if he won, he would defend the title. He bailed on that. Didn't do it. So you can't just come out and handpick fights that you want for titles." When GSP previously returned after a nearly 4-year-long hiatus, he wanted a shot at the middleweight title, but said that he would stick around to defend the belt if he was successful in his bid to win the championship. GSP took care of Bisping with a 3rd-round rear naked choke submission, but then 34 days later he relinquished the belt, citing health issues that would prevent him from defending the title in a timely fashion. Part of the problem GSP dealt with in the aftermath of the fight was a bout of colitis. An internal condition he believes was partially caused by adding so much weight to his body so he could compete at 185 pounds. Regardless, White gave him the opportunity to fight for middleweight title under the precondition that he would stick around to defend the belt, and that never happened. As much as he doesn't want the fight to take place, White admits that if Nurmagomedov pushed for it hard enough, he would have to at least consider giving the undefeated Russian the fight against St. Pierre, but it's not something he ever intends on doing. Add to that, the list of contenders lining up in the lightweight division seems to grow every week, which means Nurmagomedov already has plenty of competition to face at 155 pounds with GSP skipping the line. He said, quote, "There's guys backed up that want to fight in that division. You can't come back out of retirement and handpick fights that you want when you didn't keep your word with me on defending the 185 belt. Have I made that clear?"
I think GSP is coming back. I think he's never retired. I think that's bullshit. I think he is never retired, and GSP will come back to the octagon. I'm going to go with yes, coming back. But GSP in the news again. What do you think, Jesse? Do you think there's a chance we might see the alien lover back?
Not
no.
at all.
You're going to go no. I think if Khabib beats Poirier, right, he should fight Ferguson, right? That's who he should fight. But for some reason, I am thinking that we might see that Khabib versus GSP fight.
Well, Dana White even said, he's like, I'm not bringing him back. He said the only way he brings him back is if Khabib pushes hard enough for it, then he might consider it. But he's not bringing him back.
Khabib was practically begging for the GSP fight.
But now he's not anymore.
He's not? Well, he's got a fight ahead of him. Once he beats Poirier, I mean...
Dana said Khabib would have to practically be like on his knees for that fight.
I have a feeling it's going to happen. I hope that Khabib fights Ferguson. I hope he does fight Ferguson. But for some reason, I think Khabib's going to lobby hard for this fight. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the chat what you think. GSP, will he come back out of retirement or will he stay hidden? Was that indeed a real retirement by the GSP?
The GSP? According to Killer Clown, yeah, I am. Jonas G, Tony, then GSP. Ness, Mendoza, Ferguson might be scared. Law of Vigo. Vigo Stockholm, you are getting yelled at by NH, bro. Mac V, I hope Khabib calls out GSP if he wins. It's such a good fight, in my opinion. Boss Kogar, I don't care. Heavy Micro, Tony wins, then GSP versus Tony. Niall Flanagan, Khabib still wants GSP fight. John Paul RV, GSP versus winner of Whitaker Adesanya fight. Law of Vigo, Flat Earth Deacon. T-Bird 3716, that's a hard no from me. Vigo Stockholm, Law of Vigo, yes. And H is busting my balls, bro. Flat Earth Deacon with the nose. Drunk Savage, yes. GSP will come back if Khabib wants it. Ali can make it happen. My guess, GSP says retired, I think.
I hope that GSP stays retired because I can say I went to GSP's last fight. I was at UFC 217 where he fought Michael Peace Bean.
Mhm.
It was a spectacular card. Still feel it's the best card ever. What a great 3 title changes that night. GSP solidifies his GOAT status. If he rides off into the sunset, which he did, and stays ridden off into the sunset, I could say I was at his last fight. That's actually kind of cool. So for selfish reasons, I would hope that GSP does stay retired, but I don't think he will. I don't know. I just have this hunch that he won't. Wonderful. In the news, Alexei Olenek, who's fighting this weekend. What do we got with Mr. Olenek?
Last story, according to BJPen.com, Alexei Olenek says UFC San Antonio fight could be his last. Alexei Olenek is in for a tough fight. At UFC San Antonio, the Russian is set to take on Walter Harris in the co-main event. The 42-year-old is looking to get back into the win column after losing to Alistair Overeem back in April.
He got fucked up in that fight.
Although he lost the fight, Olenek says he was happy with his performance as he showed off his skills and at one point had his opponent hurt. In San Antonio, he has to be careful of the big ticket's power.
He said he had his opponent hurt? I don't remember that. I remember his opponent taking it easy on him. That's what I remember. But all right.
But what will cause more problems, according to the Russian, is the fact that he used to train with the American and taught him how to defend submissions. He said, quote, Walt Harris is a very strong guy and has a very good left punch and left kick. Most of his wins are by knockout. A bigger problem is that I used to teach Walt Harris and I taught him how to defend the submission attempts of mine. This makes it a lot tougher. I hope we make the fight interesting and then can be friends again after and possibly train together again. Although Harris has been trained to defend Alexei Olenek's submissions attempts, the boa constrictor will still try to get the fight to the ground and showcase his jiu-jitsu skills. He said, quote, I will try to submit him. You never know what your opponents will do, so maybe it goes to the ground and I can submit him. Maybe I knock him out, or maybe it goes the distance. You never know. But my game plan and his game plan are different, so it is who can utilize their game plan better. I have a very good game plan, like usual, getting the fight down to the ground, but also showing off my striking as I did against Overeem. Nobody knows how it will play out. I just focus on this fight and try winning it. Each fight is very important for me. Just get a win and improve my legacy. At 42 years old, Olenek is still one of the top UFC heavyweights, but he is not chasing the UFC title. Rather, he just wants to fight and continue to show the world how good he is, yet his time as a pro fighter may soon come to an end, as he says this fight could very well be his last. He says, quote, nobody knows when I will retire, but this could be the last time I fight. Maybe I fight a couple more. It just depends. No one really knows when I will end, but my body feels good. I am just tired mentally sometimes.
How old is Olenek now?
42.
42 years old. He's my age. 57, 12, and 1. Damn. Yeah, his last fight didn't look very good. But, I mean, listen, Alistair Overeem still got something in the tank. Still a beast. He beat Mark Hunt. Junior Baby Albini. Before that, lost to Curtis Blades. And, yeah, this might be his last fight. So, should be interesting fighting another friend. 2 friends in a row. It's a good card, though. We'll be reacting to this card this Saturday, and it's going to be wonderful. All right, so this is the fight that we were just talking about here. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to
we have one more. I forgot. I thought that was the last one, but it's not. One more.
All right, last story, and we'll open up the phone lines, get a couple of calls, and donations.
Express. Choo-choo, motherfuckers.
We got Kevin from Chicago.
Here's $2. Doing my part. Take control, Moss. Tell your woman to quiet down. Let's open up the lines. It's time for the boys to talk. And I ain't talking about that Jewish Epstein shit either.
Wow.
Hurry, my phone about to be cut off.
My phone's about to be cut off? What? Was that burner phone you got going on there? All right, last story. We'll take a couple of calls. And let's get to it. What do we got?
According to MMAnews.com, former UFC fighter accuses ex-coach of assault. Erica Almeida has levied some serious assault and abuse allegations at her former coach. Almeida is a former jungle fight champ who fought at the UFC twice in 2015. According to a report from Brazilian site Fantastico, Almeida has accused ex-coach Herman Gutierrez of assault. Her sister Ellen Almeida is pressing charges on the coach as well. The story went that Erica Almeida began a relationship with Gutierrez when she began working as a receptionist at his gym way back in 2007. She was 17 years old. Although Gutierrez was 38 years old and married, the two began a romantic relationship. That's when the violence began, she claims. He got aggressive and began pushing, kicking, and elbowing her for odd reasons.
Oh.
The plot thickens.
You don't do that to your receptionist?
But it gets a lot worse. Ellen Almeida didn't know her sister was having a relationship with the coach. She began her own fling with him after starting to train at his gym. He allegedly began assaulting her as well.
Wait, hold on a second. Can you back up for a second? So wait.
Erica Almeida is the receptionist who was 17 and had an affair with the coach. The coach then started dating her sister, Ellen Almeida, and she didn't know. He was
married the whole time?
He was dating both sisters. They didn't know, and he was married the whole time.
Oh, my God.
Ellen Almeida didn't know her sister was having a relationship with the coach. She began her own fling with him, starting to train at his gym. He allegedly began assaulting her as well. She wrote in her journal, "Every single month, one of us gets beat up. Almost every single day, he threatens us." Fantastico.
Wait, so now, hold on. Let me just. So he's dating both of them at the same time.
Yes,
and they have no idea.
Beating both of them.
And beating. Okay, and they know that they're dating.
Now they know that. Yes. So. This news outlet aired a 2017 phone call between Erica and Gutierrez where he called her a bitch. He allegedly assaulted her later that year after she was texting friends on a group chat. She recorded a video containing harrowing footage of her having a bloodied face in it. She blamed Gutierrez for the assault. She said, quote, "Nobody deserves this. Nobody. I never thought this would happen to me, but if something happens, it was Herman who came to my home to do this."
Wait, oh my God. So wait, hold on a second. This is the sister? This is her?
No, this is her. And this is a video or a photo from the recording that she took.
We got the video too?
No, they didn't provide the video, but they took a screenshot of the video. The outlet later showed Gutierrez that video, and he predictably denied Almeida's accusations. He questioned why she never pressed charges until now. She claimed she feared he would enact retributions on her family. Erica told her parents about the saddening situation after a friend persuaded her to. She called off the relationship with Gutierrez and then moved to another city. She is now engaged to another man, but is still pressing charges. Almeida's lawyer wants Gutierrez to face attempted murder charges.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Gutierrez denied the assaults, but confirmed he had a relationship with Almeida to the police. He denied the relationship to the outlet, showing holes in his story. After hearing the phone call audio from which the above photo came, he promptly ended the video. Almeida fought twice for the UFC in 2015, losing both to Juliana Lima and Aileen Daly. She has not fought since 2017.
Fucked up, man. This girl got fucked up. And he's married. He's 7 years old?
38.
38 years old, married, and dating a 17-year-old, and then decided to date the sister as well. How old was the sister?
I'm sure the sister wasn't much older. The sister started fighting at the gym.
Jesus Christ.
And he started dating her.
Oh, my God. What the fuck? Like, I never, like, once he lays his hand on you, why not press charges there? Like, I don't know. I don't fucking get it.
Well, women have a tendency to be more scared in situations. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, just press charges and leave. But if you're scared for your life or your family's life, like if he's threatening your family, like it's like
easy,
a whole
I call
other...
the cops. I would honestly, I mean, listen, thank God I haven't been in those situations. I mean, I've been with some physical
exactly, NH. She was probably scared of him. That's why she took so long. It's exactly what it was. She was terrified of him.
Let me talk to the ladies out here. Can I have a second? Can I have the room for a second? Hold on, excuse me. Ladies. If your man puts your hand on you, or if your baby daddy puts their hands on you, I need you to do me a favor, okay? As soon as he fucking punches you in the face, I mean, that should be a sign. Should be a red flag. If you're nervous about him attacking your family, you call the police and you say, this guy's going to kill me. He's going to attack my family. You need to do something about this. You need to go to the cops. If the cops don't believe you, I don't know what to do. You call me up. Call me up. I'm going to call up Real. I'm going to call up the boys over here. Real loves... Actually, I'm not going to call up Real. Who should I call, Jesse? Kevin from Chicago. He's a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to send Kevin from Chicago over there to protect you because he's a very manly man and he can protect you very well. No, all joking aside, just call the fucking cops. For God's sakes, do not be scared. Call the cops and get it over with. This is ridiculous. You should be walking around looking like this. You can't. What the fuck? The hell's going on? And to that fucking prick bag that did that, like, what do you get out of that? What are you doing? The fuck? What are you that much of a fag? Just beat up guys. What do you beat up girls for? I don't understand. Stupid. Anyway, let's open up the phone lines and get the thoughts over here. 17 and 38. So that's still a monster. Yeah, 17 years old, 38 years old with a family. And she works for him. Like, what a fucking nut. Wait, any pictures of this guy? Can we make fun of this guy? What's his name?
Sure, you could look him up.
What's his name? Let's see. From
Herman Gutierrez.
Herman. That's not a common name. There's like a million of those. I'm gonna see if we can. Let's make fun of this guy.
Here, I got you.
All right, Herman Gutierrez, and we'll open up the line. Jesus Christ! Everyone keeps saying we'll open up the lines. We're gonna open up the lines. For lots. For God's sakes. Very controlling audience here. All right, so there you go. MMA. It's right there. Okay, let's see this guy. See what he's about.
Oh, there he is.
Oh my God. It's got to be him, right?
This guy beat up a 17-year-old girl.
Look at this fucking pig. Look at this guy. There you go, guys. That's the girl too, right?
Yeah.
Now I know why he's hitting girls. Look at him. He looked like I got hit with every fucking ugly stick outside of the womb. When he came out of the womb, fucking everyone was beating him on the way out with that face. Look at this guy's face. Of course he's beating up women. Imagine you look like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Herman Gutierrez. A big... Look at his fat slob. Look at him. Look at this guy. This poor girl had to fuck this guy. Jesus Christ. You know what? Maybe the girl beat herself. Maybe she beat herself up after she had to fuck this guy.
That's not funny.
Maybe that happened. You know, Jess?
Wonderful.
She's like, wait, I gotta fuck this guy? Hold on, let me beat myself up. Let me beat myself up. Jesus Christ, what a mess. Look at this guy. Oh my God, could you imagine looking like him? Oh, what a mess. Jesse, could you imagine this guy laying on top of you? Holy fuck. Oh God. This guy definitely has Down syndrome or something, right? Of course he's a fighter. Oh my God, look at him. What a mess. It looks like his hairline is fighting to stay there. Stay on his head. Okay, we had fun with that. Let's open up the phone lines, get people's thoughts on tonight's show. What a douchebag. Like, what is wrong with this guy? 17 years old, then he starts banging his sister, cheating on his wife, and fucking his employees. All right, 516-522-0267. Call up, make it quick so we can get multiple calls. Oh, Jesus Christ. You are live with the MMA Holes. What is your name and what's on your mind?
Hello?
Yes, you are live with the MMA Holes. What's your name? What's on your mind?
Shalom, Goy. This is Vigo with the large nose and the tiny circumcised penis and whatnot.
Hey, shalom, Vigo.
No, I'm kidding. It's me, Drunk Savage.
I knew it.
What's going on, Joe?
Vigo don't have the balls to call in.
Yeah, it's true. What we got going on?
So what do you guys think of Johnny Walker versus Anthony Smith?
Johnny Walker, Anthony Smith. I'm down with that. I think it might be a little bit big of a jump. Hold on a second. We got a donation. This is a Duke Lacrosse with the donation.
You can't trust these hoes. They lie all the time. A filthy white hooker just got sentenced for lying about a rape. These whores lie all the time for quick cash.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Moss, for being one of those coons to jump the gun.
All right, whatever.
Never forget Jukelax.
Anyway, thank you for the donation. We saw the picture, and it's pretty obvious that it's not a lie. Did you see that guy's face?
She wouldn't do that to herself.
Yeah, and she, I mean, who would admit
you never know. Bitches be crazy.
Well, you're saying, Drunk, do you, after looking at that guy's picture, you think that she's lying about fucking that guy?
No, she probably fucked him.
Yeah.
And he probably broke up with her, and she probably went mental.
Wow. Oh, my God.
Never know. There have been some crazy bitches out there.
I've dated some crazy people. This story, I don't know, man. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to play the guy's side. I like to play the guy's side, but not in this case. I don't think I could do that. So he's saying you went the other way, Jess. What do you think?
To each their own. All
right. Anything else on your mind? What was he talking about? He's talking about Smith versus Johnny Walker. That is a jump, but we've seen that before, right? We've seen crazy jumps. What do you think about that, Jess? Smith versus Johnny Walker.
Yeah, I like it. I think that Johnny Walker might be a little more dominant in that fight, but I do like it, and I think it'll help Walker in the top 10, so why not, you know?
Wow. So
yeah, he needs a big fight to get out there because I know they want to push him to fight Jones.
Wow. So, Jesse, this is surprising. You are a big Anthony Smith
Huge
person,
Anthony Smith fan.
and now you have taken the Johnny Walker side.
It worries me to think of him against Johnny Walker, yes.
Interesting. All right. Drunk, anything else?
I think Adesanya does have a chance against Whitaker. I'm not sure what he's going to be like after the Yoel fights.
All right, fair enough.
And, what do you think? The winner of that fights John Jones, moves up, double championship.
That's possible. And thank you, Drunk, for the call. Appreciate it, man.
John Jones.
So Drunk Savage calling in saying the winner of Adesanya versus Whitaker fights John Jones. It's possible. I don't want to see it.
I don't think it's going to be that quick, though. I think, it's going to retain the title a little bit, fight a heavyweight.
I'm going to go with this.
a light heavy, and...
So this is how I feel. Whitaker is not going to fight John Jones. Well, I'm just going to make that very clear. Whitaker won't fight John Jones. But if Adesanya wins, and he wants to get paid, and he's been talking shit with Jones already, he might be crazy enough to want to go up there and do it. John Jones is foaming at the mouth to get that.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's going to happen that quick. It'll probably happen. I think it'll be a couple fights before then.
All right. Donation coming in. It's Jussie Smollett.
No one would ever fake a crime for money or other alternative motives like revenge. Moss, you're smarter than this. I expect JB8 to fall for the woman first bullshit, but Moss, you know better, especially as a man that has fucked many drunk whores.
All right, thank you, Jussie Smollett. And Jussie Smollett, how dare you?
Disappointing, bro.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Well, listen, people like to make fun of girls getting beaten up. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about, but it's ridiculous when people cry wolf. And I'm always going to try to give someone the benefit of the doubt. This story, there is nothing that you can give the other guy the benefit of the doubt here. I understand we're hearing one side of the story, but it's pretty fucking lopsided. And who knows? If it is wrong, what she's saying, or if there is holes in her story, then we stand corrected. But right now, this is the evidence we got, and it's pretty fucking brutal. It's pretty brutal. So, I mean, if you guys want to joke about that, knock yourself out. That's your prerogative. But I'm going to joke about the guy that did the shit. That's how I'm gonna go with this on. So I'm on team chicks side over here. 516-522-0267. But shout out to the people that want to beat chicks. Cool. 516-522-0267. Give us a call. Let us know what you think about the stuff that went on tonight. There's some fights this weekend, and here they are.
Wonderful.
RDA versus Leon Edwards. Olenek versus Walt Harris. Greg Hardy versus Juan Adams. And we got a call. 773 live with the MMA holes. What's your name? And what is on your mind?
The California Kid, Uriah Faber.
What's up, Kev?
You know who does a better Uriah Faber than Bruce Buffer? Michael Martinez in the WEC days.
It's funny. My buddy Mike is a big Michael Martinez fan. He digs him. So you're down Michael Martinez.
Yep, Michael Martinez does a good job. I'm still not over that win, man. I completely counted out Uriah Faber. He went over there and knocked out the Hungry Lion, Ricky Simone. A lot of people were saying Ricky Simone was starstruck. I think he underestimated Uriah. He came in, tried to just knock him out, get him out of there early. Uriah Faber, he pushed him against the wall. Uriah Faber responded with an overhand right, rocked his ass, and put him away. That was crazy. In Sacramento, 40 years old. Conor wasn't in the ring for 2.5 years. Give him the title shot. JBH, you think that's just totally insane to give him the title shot?
Listen, I understand why you feel he should have the title shot, and I understand why a lot of people do as well. I don't discount that. But I just feel that since he just came in, you know, after all this time that he's been gone, like, I get it. He's a Hall of Famer. He's been with the UFC for a long time. He's made a name for himself. And I can see why people have that thing where he's deserving of it. But there are other contenders who I feel are also deserving of the title shot. So I just don't think it would be fair to those contenders who have worked their asses off and won those fights, like Aljamain Sterling and Jan, to sort of push them aside and just throw Uriah Faber in there when he just came in for one fight and won. You know, like, I get it. I disagree. Like, I just feel that Faber should fight a few more fights before getting that title shot.
This is Uriah Faber we're talking about. Been in the game since the 2000s.
Yeah.
He's got like 40-something, 50 fights on his belt. Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yan are newbies. Let me think. That Ricky Simone dude is a beast. I think he beats Pedro Munoz.
Mm-hmm.
I think he beats Jimmy Rivera. Ricky Simone is a beast, and so I think he proved himself. When you come here and get a win against someone like that, give him the title shot. He's a legend of the sport. He proved himself with this win against Ricky Simone. He's 40 years old. He's not going to go in there and beat a bunch, 2, 3 more contenders.
Mm.
Give him his title shot. If he loses, he's out the door.
Yeah, I highly disagree. What else you got on you?
I got to give a quick shout out to Van Shipman, Vigo, Flat Earth Deacon, all the filthy animals in the chat. And I'm with you, Mas.
All right.
Hold on, my one more quick point.
Yeah.
You can't defend that dude. That chick's got, her face was completely shredded. That filthy animal obviously beating her. And Real saying, no, that's bullshit. You believe women's bullshit. Come on, man. Don't be a dumbass. But
Respect,
take it easy.
Kevin. I have a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What are we doing here? There are times where I could jump on the the guy train, man. Most of the time I do. That's the thing. Most of the time I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and horse around here. But I mean, in this situation, there's no evidence that proves the other way. Anyway, let's move on from that. Uriah Faber, I don't agree with. You know, I'm with Jesse on this one. Uriah Faber, I do believe, is a legend of the sport. Yes, but he's been a gatekeeper his entire career. And to come back after Ricky Simone gets the finish, which is impressive. You know, whether you want to say controversial or not, doesn't matter. He knocked him out in the first round, right? And Ricky Simone's a legit fighter, so Kevin's right with that. But Uriah Faber, he lost to Brad Pickett. He took off. He beat Brad Pickett, who was on his way out. Before that, he took 2 L's, legitimate opponents, but he did take 2 L's. The guy is, come on, man. He's 40 years old, 2 years, 6 months, comes back, gets 1 win, title shot. Come on, Ninja, please. 516-522-0267. I saw Brendan Schaub was all over that too. Faber getting a title shot. What are we smoking? Listen, shout out to the West Coast, man. West Coast love Uriah Faber. He's the Cali kid, man. The guy is something else. He's a special athlete. He really is. But when it comes to a title shot in this scenario, no. What are we doing? He's not champ material. This is Niall Flanagan. I mean, I don't know. What are we doing? All right. Unknown caller, you're live with the MMA Holes. What is your name and what is on your mind?
Yes, Moss, this is Jessica G. I just wanted to come clean with all the guys in the chat that I'm a dude and that I really want to fuck Chuck Savage.
Wow.
What is your name?
Jessica. Oh, why'd you hang up? That's crazy. Holy cow. I was so excited. Jessica G finally called into the show. Jessica G is younger than I thought.
So dumb.
Wow, look at that. Jesse, did you ever think that Jessica G was going to call in?
No, not ever.
You think that was Staley? He sounded like a kid. All right. Thank you for the call. That was great.
That's funny.
The best call of the night right there. How do you top that? All right, we're going to take one more. I can't even believe Jessica G called in. It's unbelievable. 516-522-0267. Give us a ring. We get fantastic calls like that.
Whatever.
How do you not love this shit?
This is what we do. We harvest a community like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we signed up for, so I can't fucking complain. I love it. I fucking love it. All right, one more call, and then we're going to wind this shit down, and here we go. Why not end the show with the knitter? And
the knitter.
And what's going on?
I don't know what's wrong with my phone, man. Half the time, never mind. This doesn't work half the time.
Well, now you're working, and news dropping about Cowboy Cerrone, and tell us how excited you are.
That's good news. Yes.
Yes.
Cowboy
Who's
Cerrone.
he gonna fight? You think it's gonna be Gaethje, really?
Yeah, I think Kevin hit the nail on the head with that one. I think it's going to be Gaethje. I do. But who else could it be? What do you think? What would you say?
I don't know. You're probably right. That'd be a good fight. That's for sure.
Or maybe
I don't know, because you know who ain't probably gonna fight unless he gets a top guy, McGregor. So he won't do it.
That's out. That ship has sailed, right? You got Tony Ferguson.
Yep.
I mean, maybe it's a rematch. I don't know. I would like to see a rematch, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think Tony will.
And then there's not
it's
slim
probably gonna
pickings.
be Gaethje.
Unless Donald's filling in for someone and he's dropping to fight a lesser ranked guy. I don't know. We got a donation from Vlad.
Vlad, that's what I'm wondering.
Moss, I have direct personal knowledge that the man is innocent. That picture was cropped. The original pictures show her hold a small bloody bat in her right hand. Also, let's get Aljo in there for the title.
Yeah,
Shout
man.
out Vigo Stockholm, bro.
You know, maybe there was a bat in the picture. I don't know. I didn't see.
Oh my God, no!
Did you see a bat?
Do not say that. No.
Oop, yeah.
Come on. I know. I hear what you're saying. That I can't explain it.
I'll say it for you,
You
Ann.
think it sounds so easy for a woman? You say, "Oh, well, he punches me in the face. He did that. I'm gonna do it." Well, it's really hard for women if they like a guy. I don't know. Really, they're scared. What's gonna happen? Or what's? I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Women are different. They are scared, and she probably just wants to do something, call the police, like you said, but.
Women,
if she really likes the guy,
scared.
which I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
women get scared easier than men.
They're scared.
Yeah.
They're different. No matter how tough you think we all are, and I'm not saying some women lie about this shit. I'm not saying they don't. Hey, it's happened. But it's not easy for them to call in and just,
It's
do that.
ridiculous. Like it's crazy because as guys we're not in this.
Call the police is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you're
call the police. Yeah.
Guys are extremely headstrong, right? Like the society has built up men with an image that they are the strong ones, that they can handle anything, they can talk, like they can do. They're like superheroes, men in the society. So like. And it's the truth. It's just the way it is, Like it's not degrading women, but that's just how it is. Men are more superior in society's eyes than women. So
yeah, mentally.
So men have this ability where if they're in a situation like that, they can get out of it much quicker. Women, like they are tough, like you said, Ann. They're extremely tough, but it is so easy to get terrified in a situation and to feel trapped. It's so easy.
I've seen it firsthand. I've had a friend.
I'd be terrified. I wouldn't, I'm tough. I am, but I'd be like terrified. But like, okay, it's like, what do I do? Do I, what if I leave and some, and he does, like you're saying, something worse, something happened. That's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a
And
friend.
He's a jerk anyway. Look what he did. I mean, with his God, their sister and all that. Yeah, I already said it in the chat.
I had a friend that was in a
horrible.
situation like this, and we were like, "Get the fuck out! What are you doing? What are you like? What
It's
the
just
fuck?"
not that easy.
And she was getting beaten, and it was just
see?
over and over again happening. And it was just, I would see her in the passenger seat of the car with this lunatic. I even fought the guy, and
I know we all say that.
it's unbelievable. So what I'm trying to say is this, and I understand that women are scared. I get it. I really do get it. But enough's enough. I think enough's enough. I think women should come out and say something now. Now, the problem is you got these knuckleheads that cry wolf and fuck it up for everyone.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And
Yeah.
I've witnessed it firsthand. Women will literally lie to get attention, either from someone else they like or to get revenge on someone who broke their heart. That's usually the two reasons.
Yep.
Someone they like, they want to get their attention, be like, oh, this guy hurt me, and then that guy comes to the rescue. Or someone broke their heart and they're trying to get revenge. Those are the two biggest and it's happened a million times. So I don't ever put away that that's possible. It's entirely possible.
Why can't it be like the old days? You just punch a girl in the face. Jesse, like, why can't it like the good old days, Where's my supper? Why is it cold? Pow! Right? It's ridiculous the world we live in right now, man.
Yeah, the world we live in now, they can find that person easily too.
Yeah, hate
Using
that.
what people think. So even if they hide, they have kids or whatever, they eventually find them.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll
You know?
move on from this. It's insane. Hopefully she gets her shit
Cowboy,
taken out.
I think that's going to be a great fight. That's going to be an awesome fight. I think it's going to be great.
So Cowboy
I think
versus
it'll be a fun
Gaethje.
fight.
You're in?
Of course, I'm from Cowboy, of course.
There you go. That's right.
Cowboy!
What about this
I'm glad he's
weekend?
going to be back. I'm so happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So, what about this weekend? You got any? Where's your money going with RDA Edwards?
RDA, and I can't watch. Well, I'll watch a little bit, but I got my 35th class reunion.
Oh, nice.
High school. High
That's right.
school, yeah.
You can throw it in their face that you are a celebrity now, Ann. You can
That's
walk in
right.
there and say, "I'm the fucking
I'm
knitter."
gonna say, hey, FB, you know, I put that out there for you guys all the time. You know, hey, you know, I know.
You know what we
watch
should do?
The show before I leave.
I got an idea, Ann.
And
I
then-
have an idea. We have 170 people watching right now, okay? Ann H,
Yes.
and if you're new to this, Ann H is the knitter. She's been, honestly, Ann has been with this community pretty much from the very beginning. Almost 3 years you've been around. You've been around forever, Ann, so we thank you for that. With 172 people watching right now, we're going to say this, okay? And this would be great if we clip this and you bring this to your fucking reunion and you say to the people, I am NH. I am MMA hole. 23,000 people are watching me be a goddamn celebrity. Bow to me. Now's the time, man. Say something to these people that you are going to see at your reunion and tell them how much of a celebrity you are.
Hey, class of 1984. I am a celebrity. I am an MMA hole for life. I am the knitter. Don't forget it.
That's right.
Watch the show. You'll know. You can hear me call in. That's if I get in. But
Well, there you go. I got your Twitter over here, and it's at ChillZone95. NH, a goddamn celebrity. Everyone at her reunion, bow down. Everyone in the chat, if you could help us out, say bow down to the knitter. Bow down to the knitter in the chat.
Down to the knitter. Yeah. All of you guys that were against me in school.
That's right.
Put me on you.
Oh, we got one bad with the donation.
White nights make me want to puke. You can't believe women. Women are vengeful, angry and bitter creatures. They never forgive. For example, look at JBH. She's currently married to Kevin Costa but risked it all for 3.5 inches of half Irish
Whoa.
dick.
That's true. That actually is a true statement. I can't argue that. Thank you, Unbad. Preaching the truth.
Oh,
Everyone in the chat is saying bow down to the knitter, so there you go. And look at that. You are a celebrity.
Yes.
All
I
right.
am a celebrity.
Well, and let's get
We're all
the last thoughts right now as we're going to wind this show down. And thank you for the call. What do you got? Last final thoughts from the knitter.
The knitter rules.
There you go.
The 7%ers.
That's right. You sure do rule. I was going to say nude. You sure do rule. You sure are nude.
Good rule in the nude. Yeah, sure.
And thank you so much for the call. And we're looking forward to seeing you possibly on Fuka
Wow.
Friday.
Yeah, most definitely.
Awesome.
Well, I got more followers. Oh, cool.
There you go. Go follow Ann on Twitter. What are you doing? ChillZone95. They don't follow us. So they might as well follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I put a lot of MMA stuff out, so I got a lot of MMA people following me and
All
put
right.
their stuff out too and help out with that and yours. And
That's right.
I try.
And you're the best. All right, Ann. Have a great night. We'll
You're the
talk to you
best.
soon.
Love you guys.
Love you
too.
All right.
All right.
There's Ann H, the knitter, calling in. And like I said, Ann, she's had some tough times of late, with the community fucking around and stuff like that. And, there's things that go on that, especially being a moderator, it's tough. It's tough to know where to, time out people and what to say and this and that.
Mm.
I just got to say this. Ann has been with this community from day, almost day one. When it was just lonely me, no JBH helping out, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Ann was always there, relentlessly in that chat, supporting, always on Twitter, shouting us out. And to this day, she still retweets and shouts out and does whatever she can do to help. So thank you, Ann. Thank you to the rest of this community for coming in. Thank you for Jesse staring at my beautiful face. Are you looking at my real bearded man?
You do have a very beautiful face.
That's true. We really do appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And remember, there is another channel, our main channel. Where can they find it?
Link in the description to the MMA holes. We should be getting it back up by this weekend, so stay tuned. Hopefully, we'll be back in action over there. And yeah, link in the description. YouTube.com/the MMA holes.
All right. That's right. YouTube.com/the MMA holes. But our main channel, you said it was in the description, right? Down below. Make sure you subscribe to that shit. We'll be back on there. And thank you. Thank you very much for joining in. And JBH, you know what to say, those last magical words.
Don't be an a-hole. Be a not the MMA hole.